presidential nomination and has endorsed Mr. Trump. It leaves Nikki Haley as the lone challenger to the former president heading into tomorrow's New Hampshire primary. How about those Biden poll numbers? Correspondent Ken Lorman.
The latest Real Clear Politics average of national polls continues to find President Biden's approval rating underwater. The RCP poll found only 40% of those surveyed approve of the job he's doing as president, while 56.2% disapprove. That's a spread of a negative 16.2%.
And in a theoretical matchup with Donald Trump in the general election, at 44.6%, Biden trails Trump by a full 2 percentage points. What was a search and rescue operation, now a recovery mission off Somalia, where a couple of U.S. Navy SEALs were lost at sea 10 days ago. At the time, they were working to intercept a shipment of Iranian weapons bound for Yemen's Houthi rebels.
In a statement, U.S. Central Command says that after an exhaustive search since January 11th, the 2 Navy SEALs have not been located and their status has been changed to deceased. CENTCOM Commander General Michael Eric Kurilla says, "We mourn the loss of our 2 Naval Special Warfare warriors and will forever honor their sacrifice and example." The military says that the SEALs were boarding an unflagged dhow from a Special Operations combat craft off the coast of Somalia when one commando was knocked into the water by high waves and the other immediately jumped in after his teammate. Jennifer King, Washington.
Stock futures higher this morning on Wall Street. Ahead of the opening bell, the Dow futures are up 82 points. NASDAQ futures 86 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
The words you are about to hear are taken from letters sent in by members of the Trinity Debt Management Program.
Dear Trinity, today I'm making my final credit card payment.
Before I came to you, I was in a constant state of anxiety and panic, but now there is hope for my family's financial future.
Working with Trinity made me understand that I'm not alone.
You really do help people.
Your kindness will never be forgotten.
Without Trinity's support, I would not have achieved my lifelong goal of becoming debt-free.
We saved a lot on interest and penalties, of course, but the reward was the gift of human kindness.
Trinity has carried me through a very difficult time in my life. You're amazing.
I used to feel so anxious and hopeless. Now I feel grace and peace.
God bless Trinity as you continue to help others become debt-free.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
Saudi Arabia's top diplomat lays down the law when it comes to the Palestinians, Israel, and the future of Gaza.
The kingdom's foreign minister says the nation will not normalise relations with Israel or contribute to Gaza's reconstruction without a pathway to a solution to the conflict that includes the creation of a Palestinian state. Prince Faisal bin Farhan's remarks with CNN late Sunday are some of the most direct yet from Saudi officials. They run counter to Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu's rejection of Palestinian statehood and plans for open-ended military control over Gaza. The dispute over Gaza's future, as the war still rages with no end in sight, pits the US and its Arab allies against Israel and poses a major obstacle to any plans for governance. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Indian Prime Minister Modi has opened a controversial Hindu temple built on the ruins of a historic mosque. High-profile event expected to galvanize Hindu voters ahead of national elections. News and analysis, townhall.com. Her kidnapper is brought to justice thanks to this quick-thinking teen.
A Texas man pleading guilty to kidnapping a 13-year-old girl who was rescued in California last year when a motorist saw her hold up a sign that said, "Help me." Authorities say 62-year-old Stephen Robert Sablon admitted in a plea agreement that he sexually assaulted the victim while driving her from Texas to California. The girl was rescued in Long Beach when a passerby alerted police after seeing the girl hold up a piece of paper with a handwritten desperate plea for help. Jason Walker reporting.
No fewer than 41 busted water mains, thousands of leaks around homes and businesses, leaving 700,000 people high and dry in Memphis. The frigid temperatures taking a heavy toll on the Tennessee city's water distribution system. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, Whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yes, sir. Bring your mic up.
There we go.
Yeah,
turn it down a little bit there. Happy Monday.
Yes.
How are you doing?
It's been a good weekend, man. Been keeping myself busy, keeping the kids busy. Just out and about doing stuff.
Good. Sorry about the Packers.
You know what? Yeah. It's fine. What was really great was all the smug Cowboys fans coming up to me like, what about now? Like, kicked your butt. So, you know what? I'll take what I can get. But yeah, it is first time in several broadcasts that, jacket's coming off, all right? There you go. Welcome to my forearms.
Well, Chiefs fans still have theirs.
That's right.
Chiefs.
That's right. There's always next year, and good luck to you Chiefs fans and to you Chiefs players. It's definitely going to be an interesting game. Big game.
Yeah, we got Ravens left, Chiefs,
Niners,
and Detroit. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
kind of surprised Detroit's hanging on.
Detroit's they're I think a little better than people anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
The name Campbell, whatever his name is, the coach there.
Yeah,
he's got them looking pretty good right now. So.
I guess this is where I switch loyalties, and for the rest of the season, bang bang Niner gang. There you go.
I'm a little torn. I mean, I think I'm going to root for the Ravens.
Yeah,
because I'm from Maryland. I'm a Redskins fan.
It is proximity. Yeah, that makes sense.
But so rooting for a Maryland team, I reckon, of the four left. So we'll go with that.
But I'm not a man who's too proud to admit that, the team that took us out this year, it's fine. I'll switch loyalties just for a couple of games.
Well,
make me turncoat. I don't want to be unpopular at the Super Bowl parties.
My team's used to being out way by now anyway, so this is normal for me.
Right.
I'm used to them not being here.
You're enjoying the nice new year.
I'm enjoying and watching the rebuild of the front office.
That's right.
And hoping that maybe our team will be competitive soon.
You know when's going to be our time? Next year.
That's right. We're the land of manana when it comes to our team. But hopefully, with new ownership and new leadership in the building, it is actually changed to bring us in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the meantime, I guess root for the Ravens.
Yes, indeed.
I did see I finally, my wife and I went and saw, didn't go, we rented the Oppenheimer movie and watched Oppenheimer, finally.
Fun story about Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of talk recently about physical media, about how basically if you
owning a DVD,
if you purchase like a digital stream of something, you don't own a copy of that movie. You own the rights to broadcast that movie, and they can pull that from you at any point in time. If the contract expires with, say, Warner Brothers Discovery and it gets moved over to like a Hulu or a Paramount Plus, you don't have access to that show anymore, even if you paid for it.
Right.
So a lot of people are talking about physical media and actually owning the thing again, which is it's kind of funny because it harkens back to my time. But the Blu-ray of Oppenheimer, they can't keep it on store shelves. It is selling out nationwide.
Really?
People are stocking, getting their hands on the Oppenheimer Blu-ray.
Okay.
I just thought it was kind of a funny little side note that I heard this over the weekend.
Well, I don't know why.
It's the movie because it does seem like a weird movie to be like, this is the one I'm starting my collection with.
And after finally sitting down and watching the movie, now I have an opinion on it, and my opinion is it was all right.
That's kind of the consensus that I've gotten from a lot of people is, it's fine. It's too long.
It's a very long movie. They're trying to put action in places that, quite frankly, just aren't very, actiony. It's a drama. It's a lot of dialogue.
How much of it is centered around the area of that part of New Mexico?
Oh, a lot of it.
Is it, or do they actually feature any landmarks or anything?
Oh, a lot of it is New Mexico.
See, these are the kind of movies that I'm like, I'm going to be bored off my keister, but at least I can catch a local reference.
Yeah, a lot of it is because it's in Los Alamos and the way the movie portrays it. That was kind of Santa Fe. That whole area was kind of Oppenheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
Shangri-La. He that's where he loved to be.
Right.
So that's why he brought, the fact that it was in the middle of nowhere. He's like, well, this is the place to do our central study and
research and testing
for the bomb and all that stuff. So, but yes, New Mexico is featured quite prevalently in the movie.
Nice.
But my big thing is they're really, and they're trying to give it an artsy feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can tell. The people are trying to give it a little bit of that Oliver Stoney type treatment to it.
Yeah.
Where, they give you a lot of like what's going on in his head, but it's not what's going on in real life type thing.
Right.
And so there's some of that I get what they're trying to do, but I don't know. I think it's not necessary for the story.
It feels, and I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really judge one way or the other, but from the general consensus I'm getting, it has a real, it's very much in the same vein as all those Nolan movies of Tenet, of Inception, very talky, very thinky.
Yeah, they are. It is
very what do you call it? Cranial, real, it's a real head movie.
Oh yeah, it definitely is one. And let's face it, we're talking about physicists.
Sure.
And y'all seen enough episodes of Big Bang Theory to know that physicists usually are a little, they're geniuses, but what makes them geniuses generally makes them less than stellar at other aspects of their life. Things like social, and all that. And so there's a lot of that where, Oppenheimer's an odd dude.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good movie. I recommend it. Worth the watch.
Now, have you watched Barbie yet?
No.
See, that's the next one you guys have to do together just to complete the Barbenheimer's experience.
Yeah, I just have no desire to see that movie.
See, and I don't either, but at the same time, there's a nagging part of me that's like, I just want to know what all the hype's about.
Right.
I just want to know, I want to be in on some of these in-jokes.
Yeah. I just don't want to see it. I could care less. I mean, I guess if there's absolutely nothing on and it shows up and I'm watching it, but
sure.
I really just don't want to see it. I'm just like, at the end of the day, I didn't care about Barbie before the movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about it now. And quite frankly, the way everyone talks about how it is, probably just going to be mad watching it anyway. So why
I'm just
bother?
a mad old man.
Yeah, why bother anyway? So I also started watching, it's on Apple Plus right now.
Yeah.
Scorsese movie about the Harvest Moon or whatever.
Oh, Children of the Flower Moon?
Yeah, that one.
See, and that one I've also heard is another real controversial movie, but that one sort of hits close to home for me because it talking about some of the story of land grabs.
The
of,
Osage tribe and all that. And the premise of it is I watched about a half of the movie so far. It's really good. It's long and it's slow. And but it's Scorsese. And so the dialogue's there. So far I do like, the characters and stuff. It's been entertaining, but it's a drawn out movie.
Right.
So I started it too late, like on Friday night or Saturday, whatever night it was. And so I started like 10 o'clock and I only got about an hour and a half into it before I said, I can't, I'm not going to be able to finish this tonight. So I got to finish it, but it seems good.
Yeah.
You got to be into Scorsese to like that movie.
Right.
If you don't like Scorsese movies, you're not going to like that movie.
That's not, it was not my, it's not my cup of tea. I'll tell you what I weirdly deep dove into over the weekend is I was just kind of like just dig into some animated series that were canceled before they were like before their time essentially. And the one that I sort of forgot about, and I somewhere have the DVD, I got to find it and dust it off to watch it. It only ever aired 6 episodes, or actually it only aired 2. The 6 episodes that were produced were out on DVD is the Clerks animated series.
I vaguely remember that cartoon. Yeah. Well, didn't they like ABC or one of those like tried to do a Saturday morning thing?
So UPN greenlit the show for 12 episodes. Then basically the fat cats over at Disney were like, hey, we can put you on ABC. It's a better network. But then they cut their run to 6 with the option to pull it any time. And they only ever aired 2 episodes.
Yeah. I think the problem with the Clerks cartoon, you're hitting 2 different generations of audience.
Oh, sure. Well, I argue that it was before its time.
Yeah.
If it happened like now and was given a chance to have that reboot feel to it and also the nostalgia factor, that would have gone.
Plus, I don't think you need to market it to kids.
Right.
Whereas when you put it on Saturday morning, you're marketing it to kids.
Right. And they talk about different changes that they had to make. Like Jay and Silent Bob, for example, sold fireworks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's like there was, there's different things they had to do.
Yeah.
But it's also very, it was tongue in cheek, and they pushed boundaries on that show.
Did they?
Like one of the funny things that kind of I enjoyed was the second episode they ever aired was a clip show. But it was a clip show of like a few things that happened in episode 1 and then some other stuff they just made up to fill in. So it's like they did that before Community did that. They did that before, a lot of these other shows have done that fake clip show thing.
That's what I'm saying. I think they missed their audience is what they did.
They did.
With that one. They should have marketed it like a Simpsons or a South Park or something.
But what's crazy about this whole animated series thing is I didn't realize for the 10th anniversary of the Clerks DVD, they actually went back and animated the funeral scene.
Oh, really?
Because if you ever watch the movie, it goes from them going in to them running out of the church.
Right,
and
you never see what happens.
You never see what happens. But they actually filled in what happened inside the funeral in animated form.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's one of those Clerks lore things that, people speculate what went on.
What happened? What actually went down?
Yeah.
Well, now we've got the answer, and it's pretty good.
I'm sure just based on the 2 men that walked in, their characters and how they left, it's pretty over the top.
It's pretty good. It's up on YouTube. Just if you ever just look up Clerks the funeral scene.
Check it out. I'll get onto that one of these days. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We're going to replay some interviews. Save my voice a little bit. It's almost there. It's just right on the cusp. And it's been like that the last day or two, where it's pretty good, but again, starting or stopping kind of, it sounds a little.
I just want to get you some hot water and then just like a whole lemon, just squeeze the whole lemon in there and then a whole bottle of honey. Throat coat.
Yeah, I've been doing all that. It's just taking time.
Yep.
But we're going to replay an interview we had last week with Nook from Asian Market. She joined us, had a couple treats for us, and just gave us an update what's going on there. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to replay our interview we had with, from the folks from the District Attorney's Office. We had Hunter Spindle, Jeannie Yeager join us, and talked about the DA dogs, all that.
Law and dogs.
That's right. And so we'll play that interview. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to play our interview we had last week with Ellie Rodriguez from Loan Depot, talking about buying homes and all that good stuff. So, and then, of course, we'll do all of our features, include the news is a local, national variety, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show.
Indeed.
Good deal. All right. It is 7:19. Let's take a gander at your weather. It's better than other days, but not as good as others. 60s. Can't complain.
Yeah.
There's like rain chances this week, too. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We may get a few clouds today, but some sunshine as well. A little bit breezy. We have a low pressure system heading in, but today looks fair. Low to mid 60s, and then turning cloudy overnight. Maybe a shower. We'll be in the mid to upper 30s, and then on Tuesday, scattered showers around the area. Low to mid 50s on the afternoon high. A few lingering showers possible on Wednesday with upper 50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 30 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 61%. Winds are calm at the moment. Sunday today, expect a high of 62 degrees. Winds be out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight, looking at an overnight low of 35 degrees. Winds out of the west at 5 miles per hour. For you Tuesday, they're saying there's a chance, a 50% chance at some showers. Mostly cloudy, 54 for a high tomorrow. Winds will be out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. They're saying less than 1/10 of an inch of rain possible. So not a lot of rain, but a good chance of it is what they're saying. Tuesday night, 30% chance of showers, patchy fog before 2 a.m. or between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 37 degrees. Northeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, 30% chance at some showers, mainly before 11. Patchy fog in the morning as well. Partly cloudy for the day with a high near 56 degrees. West winds 5 to 10. Thursday, mostly sunny, highs near 60. Friday, we're looking at a 30% chance at rain, partly cloudy and 52. And then we'll be floating in the low to mid-50s for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. All right, 7:21, quick break. Roswell Livestock Report as well. And then we'll play our interview with Nook from Asian Market. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A big January run for this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves and yearlings with shots and condition. We expect to sell 2,300 head. Break it down like this: 58 Holstein cows and heifers off one dairy, 25 bred cows, New Mexico State University, Corona, New Mexico, ex-quality black white-face Angus cross cows, bred to Angus bulls 3 to 9 years old. 26 bred cows, Joe David Yates over at Tularosa, New Mexico, good desert crossbred cows, bred to Charolais bulls 6 to 10 years old. 201 heifer calves, 2-2 partnership, Pecos, Texas, reputation quality, 80% black white-face. They're Angus crossbred calves, cattle weaned 90 days, PI negative, 2 rounds of shots, 600 pounds. 175 steer calves, Barrow Cattle Company, Andrews, Texas, reputation quality, black white-face and white-face English crossbred calves, cattle weaned 30-45 days, 2 rounds of shots, 550, 675 pounds. 134 calves, MacGyver Ranch, Fort Davis, Texas, ex-quality black white-face and white-face English crossbred calves, cattle weaned, shots, 550, 650 pounds. 70 calves, Guadalupe Ranch down in Otero County, ex-quality black white-face Angus crossbred calves, cattle weaned 60 days, 2 rounds, thin condition, 275, 400 pounds. 137 yearlings, L7 Ranch here north of Roswell, ex-quality black white-face Charolais crossbred yearlings, 3 rounds of shots. These cattle are bunk broke, 650, 900 pounds. 40 steer yearlings, Lazy Rafter B right here at Roswell, ex-quality black Angus crossbred yearlings, cattle weaned 130 days, 2 rounds of shots, bunk broke, 700, 800 pounds. 93 calves, Field Ranch, Alamo, New Mexico, ex-quality black white-face Angus cross calves, cattle weaned 30 days, 2 rounds of shots, 450, 600 pounds. 43 calves, Mr. Wade Berry, Lake Arthur, New Mexico, ex-quality black Angus and Brangus cross calves, cattle weaned 45, 60 days, 1 round of shots, 300, 400 pounds. Several other sets of high-quality native weaned calves and yearlings for today. Sale time this morning, 9 o'clock. Sell pairs of bred cows 10. Be selling calves and yearlings around 10:30. Fairly short on cows and bulls today, so don't be late. We expect to sell 2,300 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
You've heard of a Four Seasons room, but have you heard of a Four Seasons window? Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing and Windows. It might surprise you to learn many windows are built to handle only the cold or only the heat, but not both. In Southeast New Mexico, one or the other doesn't cut it. That's why Trustmark windows are built to handle our Four Seasons climate. The scorching summers, the bone-chilling winters, and everything in between. Special glass coating blocks extreme UV rays. A stout frame prevents warping from the extreme weather changes. And insulated glass is like putting your home in a giant styrofoam cooler in the winter and keeps cold out and warmth in. And in the summer, it keeps heat out and cool in. For our Four Seasons weather, get Four Seasons windows. Call today for your no-obligation spring window assessment, 575-755-7663, or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people
Foot and ankle problems are often agonizing, but they don't have to be. At Artesia General Hospital, we're passionate about helping every patient return to optimal mobility with confidence and comfort. Our board-certified podiatrists, Dr. Jennifer Chow and Dr. Michael Krupa, provide a full spectrum of services ranging from routine foot care and pain relief to customized treatment plans and leading-edge surgeries. Visit artesiageneral.com/foot care to request your appointment today.
Garlic has been around for thousands of years and is one of the world's favorite seasonings. Without garlic, most of our food would be dull and boring, kind of like watching C-SPAN. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. If you like to cook and like to grow things, you ought to try growing your own garlic. Come by Roswell Seed Company and we'll show you how. And next August, you'll have fresh, homegrown garlic to make your food taste great and keep the vampires away.
If you suffer from pogonophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following people: Kenny Rogers, Santa Claus, Willie Nelson, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and 2/3 of ZZ Top. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 28 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Nook with Asia Market back with us. Good morning, Nook.
Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Roswell. I have to say, Merry Christmas, kind of late, and a Happy New Year.
That's right.
It's a little late, but hey, better than
Better
not
late
coming.
than never. That's right.
Right.
Well, happy 2024.
Oh, thank you.
And of course, things are looking good.
Yes.
At Asia Market for 2024.
Yes, sir.
New stuff coming in.
Yes.
Cooking meals.
Yes.
Just doing what you do every day.
A lot of new cutie product coming in.
Good deal.
Just the first week of January.
Excellent. Well, for folks that have never been or heard of Asia Market is located on South Main. If you're going towards the base or the college, the airport there, as you're heading south, you'll see it right there on your right. Look for the big blue sign.
Yes, on your right-hand side.
Steel building there, Asia Market.
Yeah.
And the front half of the store is a market where you can buy all kinds of Asian products, from foods to frozen meats and vegetables to canned goods to packaged products like ramen, candy, juices, teas, pretty much all the gamut. And it's not just one particular country in Asia. You'll see Thai stuff, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Philippine.
Yeah.
You'll get a whole influence of the whole kind of Asian geographical area there. And then that's part of the store. And then the other part is the restaurant where Nook cooks her local Thai favorite, like she cooked in her kitchen growing up. And she cooks delicious meals.
Thank you.
And whether you're into chicken fried rice
again
or beef and broccoli or one of her salads or soups or any of that stuff.
Cold day like this, we should do soup.
Yeah. This is good soup weather, right?
Right.
And this might be a good day to pop in for some.
A good day to do a rice soup, a good day for wonton, or a noodle soup, or something like that.
Nothing wrong with some good noodle soup.
And while you're waiting for your food, you can shop around, roaming in your Asian market store. You will see a lot of new product. You'll see a lot of my store now is turning into pink and purple store because we got so many of the Hello Kitty coming in.
Hello Kitty fans.
Yeah.
You need to come in. And this is direct from, is that Japan?
It's Japan, Chinese. I think Hello Kitties is everywhere.
Is it? Okay. I didn't know if they're oriented from Japan or China.
Yeah,
but
mainly is if you got the one from Japan, don't be surprised about the price.
Gotcha.
Because everything from Japan is
it's from this isn't like repackaged from America or this is exact same product you would find on the stores if you went to a market in Japan.
Yes.
Exact same product.
Yes, same exactly thing.
So that's what's cool about it. So if you wanted, like if you see, even if you maybe watch like TV and you'll see like a show about Japan or Thailand, they talk about the various culture and the foods, and you're like, man, I'd love to try that. Pop on into Asia Market.
Yes.
You may just find it on the shelves in there.
Right.
And that's the cool part about it.
And then right now, if you are anime Anime, right?
Yeah.
Anime fan. Yeah, we got a lot of anime drink. And next week, I will have about 6 or 7 pallets in with a lot of anime, a lot of sauce that we're running out, a lot of new product, and also a lot of the product that we normally have in our store. I'm going to try to bring it back.
Okay.
If they have it. No promise. No promise.
Well, and that's kind of the nature of what you do is because all of your product comes from Asia.
Yeah.
You're kind of at the mercy of what's available and what they send you. And obviously there's more demand for these products where they're at locally.
Yeah.
So they've got to meet that demand first. But, then it's kind of like, well, you know what? We have enough of this Hello Kitty that so we can now ship it to the States for people like Nook. And so Nook is just not the highest on that priority chain because they've got to take care of people that have more demand for it there.
Right.
But that being said, short of you going to Thailand and buying it yourself, this is going to be the easiest way for you to get these products and get these things.
Right now, right at this moment, the one that's short on the market is the Samyang, the pink one, carbonara.
Okay.
That one, I tried to get it back into my store. I just got it in a week or two. And you know what? It's just going nuts. Not even 2 days on the shelf. Gone.
All right, so
it's
keep
just,
checking back.
Wow.
It gets on as quick as it shows up there.
Right.
So.
But I will try to get it back in again next week. I already placed an order. But like I said, there are no promise.
Yeah.
If I can find the other guy to get back in, then...
If they got it, they'll send it. If they don't, they won't. That's
exactly.
kind of how it is.
But I do my best, try to put back on the shelves.
Sure. And I imagine, too, sometimes they ship it, but because of it being international cargo,
right,
there's a lot more stringencies on it when it lands in New York or wherever it lands
my
for the first time in the United States for inspections and all that stuff. So that can slow down the process, too.
Yeah. Since we're on this side of the country, mostly my product is come through
California?
California.
Gotcha, okay.
California and San Francisco.
Gotcha. I guess it just depends.
Yeah, it depends on how close.
If you're in Ohio, it'd probably come in from New York or something. Yeah.
Depending on how close of the port of entry.
Sure, makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's also a variable when it comes to getting items for your shelf.
Right.
Because those just don't roll in. They say send them. They're like, no, that's from China.
No.
That's from Japan. We need to inspect it and make sure everything complies with everything we're supposed to comply with.
Big old cargo ship. And it take about 45 days from Asia to America.
The slow boat to China. It literally is what it is.
Not a sailboat. Not a paddling boat.
That's right.
A slow boat. Take about 45 days.
Yeah, it's a slow boat. It gets there when it gets there.
Yep.
But that being said, she's always updating constantly. So come back and check in. And that's what it's kind of neat. You could come into Asia Market today and then go in next week and find different products and different things. So always come back and check.
Yes.
But also don't forget, if you want the equipment, like if you want to make your own sushi or you want to make your own sticky rice, she has all of the equipment that you need, the rolling mats, the woks, the proper tools to do the job. Yeah. So, and she'll even show you how to use it if you ask nicely. So, and then if you completely can't do it, just go to the back of the restaurant and have Nook make it for you.
Don't come to me when I have a restaurant.
Now she's busy.
You might not going to see me.
but if you can't make it, she'll make it for you.
Somebody can help you.
There you go. Good deal. So you brought some stuff for us to try today.
Yes. I got some cute stuff here.
All right.
The Hello Kitty.
Hey, Sean Jocelyn, you want to come in and try food? So we got some Hello Kitty candy, it looks like.
Yes. And this one, I got the, what is that thing? Soft candy. Peach flavor. It's a Hello Kitty, too.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right, let me turn some microphones on here. They can talk more.
This is Poofy.
It's just so cute to him to open the Hello Kitty bag. Look at that. It's so cool. She's a personality.
I don't know why I'm trying to like this here.
I'll have to tell you.
That's a soft candy.
Oh, there we go.
And this is a peach flavor.
Yeah, that's a peach flavor.
Peach and this marshmallow.
I never tried it.
So it's kind of gummy-like.
Smells fantastic.
You know what?
And
the
this
person who is so excited about the Hello Kitty It's my daughter.
It's like marshmallow.
Yes, a marshmallow.
I actually have a box of 30 mystery Japanese snacks coming hopefully today or tomorrow or one of those days.
Really?
I'm really into like random stuff like this. I watch a guy on YouTube called Dancing Bacons. He basically just goes to different stores in like Taiwan, China, and stuff like that. He just goes to like 7-Elevens, which, by the way, 7-Elevens in Japan are amazing. Those things are like Buc-ee's here.
Holy cow.
Oh, and they're filled.
They're good.
This surprises me in a good way. I got that
You
peach.
got the peach candy, soft
Where's
candy.
the-
So can I have one of marshmallow,
of course.
please? Don't hog it for yourself. Come on, we gotta
First
share.
Johnson's got it.
Where's the peach?
Right here.
Oh, yeah.
What I like about this,
What flavor?
it's not sweet like I expected it.
No.
I expected it to be real sugary.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. But as you bite into it, and you get kind of the juicy in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like a
that's
peach
where you
tea.
pick up the peach.
Like a peach tea.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it tastes way better than that sugar. It's like, it tastes weirdly enough more natural.
Mm-hmm. Like I like the artificial peach flavor.
I'm not even
usually.
a peach fan, but this is a pleasant surprise.
This is really
I
good.
would actually
really
eat another one of these.
I'm not a fan of marshmallow, but I like this marshmallow.
I usually don't like marshmallow candy,
Me
but
neither.
those are really, really good with the filling.
It's good.
I'm a huge Snowball fan.
My daughter.
Peeps, I can take or leave, but I love Snowballs.
My daughter is the one who get into this kind of stuff. Oh my gosh, she back from school. Mommy, it's so cute. Can I have this? Can I have that? I think she eat all of the Hello Kitty. All my profit is going to her tummy. I didn't make any profit, folks.
I have seen her, put in her work too. She
Yes.
she cleans shelves. She'll bring orders up from the front.
She trained
from the
my
front.
employee.
Yeah,
By 9 years old.
That one's
that's
good.
what your employee was telling me last time I was in. She goes, "Yeah, she trained me." I'm like, "Ooh, that's dangerous.
Yeah,
You got a mini mogul on your hands."
This is like a marshmallow meets a jelly donut.
It's good, That marshmallow is good.
And I wouldn't expect the
Oh,
filling
I should
too.
have not tried it. I want to go back to my store and try to grab one bag and then try to eat it.
That one's bad. They're both good. The marshmallow's my favorite of the two.
That's my
And it
latest
just-
snack.
It
I love
wouldn't-
that one.
It wouldn't be Nook if she didn't bring something shrimp flavored.
No, something I loved it.
Oh, of
I
course.
I didn't have my breakfast yet, so
I
this is gonna
love-
be my breakfast.
I love shrimp.
My
shrimp
noodle
flavored
snack.
stuff too. All right. That open?
I have a person. I told
That's
I
got a
told
nice
him,
smell
hey,
to it.
this is a very very good on a
These here?
car ride, a snack while you're traveling. And now that person is kind of like.
And these are
no, because it's out of the shell.
these are
They're gonna go here and there, and so it's kind of like have to have this kind of ramen noodle.
That's your.
That's mine.
And these
That's
are
mine.
Calbee baked shrimp chips.
That's one good.
Ah,
I got about 2, 3. Oh, I have wasabi flavor too.
Oh.
On that one. I have garlic, I have lager, original one, and then I have wasabi.
That was lighter than what I was expecting. Because usually when you see shrimp flavored, you expect the like real ocean flavor.
Oh, you like it. You
know
like
what
it.
these
That's
are?
my car ride snack.
You know what these are?
nice.
Shrimp flavored handicap hot fries.
Right. Oh, I like that a lot.
I love those hot fries.
Those are good.
I'll mess around and eat this whole bag.
I could
You
inhale
guys
that
have
bag.
to take it away from him.
I will eat that entire bag.
Yeah.
Nook days are always so dangerous. And it's,
I look forward to Nook
the
days
flavor is more
'cause
subtle than I was
pizza.
expecting, but it's throughout the whole thing. It's really yummy. It's really yummy.
Oh, these are awesome.
Are we doing a food show? Are we just showing the whole Roswell that we got some goodie here? Show them that, hey, we eating. You make them hungry, huh?
This alone is worth
Come
the
in more
trip.
often.
Yeah.
My bag.
They have a huge, like I will say, probably the biggest selection in Roswell of ramens. By the way, it lines all the whole side of one shelf and half the side of another of just different selections of ramen, different flavors. There's a line that you carry that's notoriously the hottest ramen on the market. Mm-hmm. And I've tried it and it destroyed me.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. So if you're a ramen fan, she has a great selection for you.
I like ramen. Love ramen.
I like ramen because it's easy. It kind of like somehow you didn't feel like you want to cook.
Right.
Like me, a lot of times.
Simple.
Yeah. just boil some hot water and open a package of the ramen. It's cheap and then it's simple.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can add anything into it, you know. You can add mushroom. You can add vegetable.
I'm all for
meat.
any meal that you can make with a coffee maker. And you know, ramen is definitely one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
This is actually kind of smoky.
Yeah, it's got like a smoky, like chili almost to it.
Mm-hmm. You know what?
It's not hot.
Because I didn't.
Really good.
Oh yeah, I put it all in. Every time when I go back to Thailand, it's kind of funny when my mom. I open my bag, my suitcase. I still have this kind of ramen in my suitcase. My mom said, "You order all the way from Thailand and brought it to America, and you bring it back from America to Thailand." I said, "Yeah, that is my snack on the airplane."
That's right.
I didn't know when I was going to get hungry.
No, sometimes it's kind of like you get on the airplane, right? You expect that the food gonna be, and then you end up didn't like it. You open your carry-on and hey, I got ramen. Go to the back and ask for the lady, can I have some hot water? Then here we go. Your tummy is full.
Yeah. I've always been that jerk that gets Chick-fil-A in the airport. And then while everyone's getting their nuts, I'll walk in and pull out this big bag with a chicken sandwich and a drink and fries, and it smells up the whole plane.
Yeah.
And I can tell everyone looking around me, some envious with jealousy, others like, what a savage. And that's me.
Yeah.
I'm not bad enough to put hot fish. I'm not that bad. But I will grab food from the
airport.
from the airport there.
Yeah, bring it in.
And bring a sack because
Yeah.
when they well, here's a lunch bag for $10, and I'm like, you've got 50 cents worth of food in here for $10. Screw you. I'm going to pay $30 for a chicken sandwich and fries,
right?
And then bring it on the plane with.
That's just planning ahead.
Yeah.
This is delightful.
Always, you have to carry it. Seriously, I really do it. I'm just like that.
Absolutely. But this is what I'm saying. So come visit. These things are everything we tried here. I love
the fun of.
I would never normally eat it myself. That's what I mean. I would never go to the store and buy peach gummies.
Yeah.
If you saw me do that, be like, Mike's got his head examined. Sometimes.
The fun of Asian market for me is you go into that store and every single time it's a different experience.
Yeah.
You're walking through and seeing different new items, stuff that I've never even thought of before. I actually went on a mission to find, and I probably should have started at Asian market, Kewpie mayonnaise. Do you actually sell that through Asian market?
Japanese mayonnaise?
Yeah.
Okay. I normally have it, but my distributor last week, actually, they had to deliver it to me today. I'm not sure it will come in or not.
So normally she carries.
Yeah. So I have to pre-order them. Sometimes they can get it in, sometimes they can't. So
Just curious, when you put an order in, is it a month later or 2 months, a week?
No.
What's the turnaround time usually?
okay, this 5-6 pallets are coming in next week. Actually, I just finished the order yesterday afternoon.
Okay.
And then by today they're gonna ship it
So
out.
it's about a week.
About 2 weeks.
Okay.
For me to finish the order, because the order I do is kind of they have it, they not have it, they have it, they don't have it. It take a couple days for me to order and finish the order. And by the time they wrap it up in the pallet, it depends on where it comes from too. If it's sometimes it comes from way over from San Francisco, it will take longer for them to ship and stop at one place and then take about a week to get to Roswell.
Okay.
Just like Roswell is a 200 miles away from the I-10, I-40. So it's hard for them to try to rearrange the truck to get here in Roswell.
So you just got to catch it when they're going this way.
Yes. So it's kind of like I have to work with distributor. I have to work with trucking. And I have to work with the local people. Or sometimes they're not just coming to Albuquerque or something. Sometimes I don't know how they rearrange the truck route. Sometimes we go to El Paso.
I gotcha.
Yeah. I don't get it sometimes.
It gets messy. I mean,
yeah.
And you have to do it for different circumstances. Weather obviously is a factor, especially now. There's a lot of closure and things.
Right now,
basically, when it's convenient for them to come to Roswell's when they do it. So
Not to mention
makes sense.
when you call your store Asian market, that is a wide net to cast. So you're dealing with all sorts of different customs and shipping policies and delays and things like that.
No. I don't get into that headache. That's why I
There's
got
one
a distributor.
distributor.
You have one distributor.
Yeah, that guy goes.
Okay.
That guy goes to China, Thailand,
Well, see,
and
that
gets
does take
Japan.
How
and
many
gets-
distributors I have?
Yeah.
1, 2. I have probably about 10 distributors.
Okay.
So that's your kind of middleman for all that. Yeah, makes
so
sense.
let the middleman handle the headache.
Sure.
I make a little
Well,
on.
let them deal with the customs and the tariffs and all that other nonsense. Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. But all y'all have to worry about is coming into the doors, walking in, and walking around and checking everything out. This is what I would recommend. You're going to be hungry. Just go in there hungry. Go straight to the back. Order lunch or dinner or whatever you're at. And then just walk around like Nook said earlier.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, oh, I've never had that. I want to try that. And then your meal's going to show up. You're going to sit down and eat. And after your meal, go around and pick up all those things you wanted. And then put them in a bag and take them home with you. And have a delightful meal the next time.
Absolutely.
You're up for cooking. So.
We have right now. We don't just have the dry good. We don't just have the salt or frozen. I have a lot of customers asking for enoki mushroom.
Really?
I have it in.
Okay.
So I have the enoki mushroom in. If you not see it in the vegetable cooler, please ask my helper.
Okay.
Because I can't stock it all in at one time.
Right.
I have a space in the back. So if you don't see on the shelf, please ask. We go get it. But sometimes if you don't see on the shelf, I might really don't have it.
Well, an Asian market is a place. Like if you truly don't see it on the shelf, go and ask Nook or one of her employees. Because like you said, it could be, or it could be, it just came in. I haven't chanced on the shelf yet.
Right.
It's sitting in a box here. Let me grab you one.
If it's something that she doesn't have, enough people ask, she can. Talk to the
She can put it
distributors.
next time they order if there's some available, and like maybe you spent time in Japan or Thailand and there's some of your favorites. Talk with Nook. She'd be like, maybe I can get it on.
Maybe I can get it
on the next shipment here. So, and when that happens, next thing you know, you're hooked. Your hooks are in, and you're gonna be in there every week trying to find your next cool favorite thing. So, but come on down for lunch today. Come try it out. Don't forget, she can do catering. So if you've got there's a Super Bowl coming up here in a couple of weeks. If you need some delicious home cooked Asian food for your Super Bowl party,
Tray up here and tray up there.
call ahead and let her
Let me
get you
know.
a tray of food.
Better just come into my store and talk to me in person.
There you go. Absolutely. Good deal. Did we get it all?
Yeah, we got a phone number. We didn't say it yet.
Yeah, we got that part.
So we have my phone number is 575-840-5309. Still.
Wait for it every time.
Tell everybody your market hours and your restaurant hours.
Okay. All right. The store located at 5702 South Main Street of Roswell, 88203. The store hour is Monday to Saturday, 10 to 6. The restaurant, Monday to Saturday, 11 to 6. Please follow me on Facebook.
Yes.
Because sometimes, somehow, I gotta do here, gotta do there. I can do here, can do there. I will always update. When we're gonna be closed, we might have to close early. Some kind of stuff like that.
Nook is kind of a one person operation.
Yes.
She she's cooking food, she's stocking food off.
You might see me in the kitchen, and then in the next minute later, you might see me at the cashier.
Yeah.
And the next minute later, you'll see me clean the table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, just follow Asian Market on Facebook.
Yes.
And if she has to close for a day because she's got errands or business to take care of, and that's how she lets everybody know.
Yes.
And then we can plan. It usually gives you a day or two notice.
Yes.
That we can plan accordingly. Like, I got to get some duck eggs tomorrow. I better do it today because Nook's closed tomorrow. So. Yeah.
So, like I said, please follow us on Facebook.
Come on down for lunch today. You'll be glad you did.
Yeah.
I guarantee you're going to walk out here like, I might just now come in here and eat.
Asian market turned into pink store. That's what you're going to see today.
You're going to be mad because you haven't been there for the last year eating. So that's what's going to happen. So, well, thank you, Nook, as always.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the delicious treats.
No problem.
We were 4 for, how many did we do? 3, 4? Whatever we did, 4. We're 4 for 4 today. I loved all 4 of them.
Thank you.
These are dangerous.
Yeah.
That one, you
Marshmallow?
Have to stop eating the,
Go
the,
get,
the, the
go
shrimp.
get
Yeah, those are bad, too.
Try the wasabi one.
Ooh, you know what? I'll do
Oh,
that.
I didn't try that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Next
tried.
time. Next
I'm
time.
due
I'll
for a
bring
visit, so
wasabi one.
I'll be back.
I'm not going to lie, I'm not a huge wasabi fan. I'm not.
Well, you might like that one. I'll bring
Maybe.
next time.
All right, we'll try it. But that's a spice that I love spicy.
Yeah.
But something about wasabi's taste has never
It's
been my.
going to your nose. Just like clean your sinus up.
To me, it just tastes like hot.
I'm a sucker for wasabi peas, too. Those are
Yeah,
those
we
are
have it.
great. Oh, I know. I know you do.
Well, I better get going. Mai, I hope you're feeling better. I hope you can sing a song soon. I know it's
none of us hope
me
that.
off when I sing.
You must really love pain if you want to hear me sing.
Hopefully soon Mike will be able to sing your phone number.
Hey, how about I say this? It is for my song. You don't have to say
There
it.
you go.
There we go. Yeah, she can do all my catchphrases.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you, Nook.
You're
And give her a chance. She's heading to the market now to get everything going. So
Yeah.
we'll head that way.
Oh, see you.
Thank you,
Thanks
Nook.
again.
Bye.
All right, it is 9:52. Let's pause for news and Hannity, quick break. Don't go away.
Formally charged with a December 20th fatal shooting in Roswell. A statement from police says Oscar Antonio Vargas is charged with second-degree murder and a gun crime for the death of Larry Turner. Vargas was arrested in El Paso, Texas, for a probation violation connected to a previous conviction in a human trafficking and smuggling case. Roswell police say Turner and Vargas had been involved in a verbal fight right before the shooting near East Iman Street and H Street in Roswell last month. Alex Caprilazzi of Artesia is announcing his candidacy for the office of municipal judge. Caprilazzi relocated to Artesia 6 years ago from central New York and has a broad background that includes 36 years in public service plus several years in law enforcement. He retired as a lieutenant from the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office in Syracuse, New York, where 18 of his 30 years were spent with the Sheriff's Emergency Response Team. Caprilazzi served as unit commander for the last 7 years of his assignment. He is currently a commander at the Eddy County Jail and has served as the interim chief of security. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
This stat blew me away. HubSpot surveyed marketers, and 78% say the industry changed more in the past 3 years than in the last 5 decades. And I agree. I'm Kim Commando, America's Digital Pro. With everything on our plates, it's a challenge to stay on top of it all, and that's where AI can help. Tools like ChatGPT and Bard. They can help you create emails, social media posts, marketing copy, all in a moment's notice, saving you precious time so you can zero in on what really matters to your business. Here are some ChatGPT pro tips. Start with seed phrases. These are your guideposts for AI, setting the tone, style, and topic you want. For example, use phrases like, write this in a conversational tone. Make it sound friendly. Keep it professional, but approachable. Then tell Chat what you need. An email, a blog post, a social media update, anything. It'll generate a draft for you to review. You can fine-tune it, add specific details, or just use it as a starting point. Get my free newsletter at getkim.com. You have a lot of places to get your tech news. I know that. But there's only one website that tells you what the tech news means to you, and that's my site, Commando.com. Every day, you'll find breaking tech news, security alerts, along with really useful tips and product reviews. Tens of millions of people just like you visit my site, and I'd love for you to become a regular. I bet you learn one great thing each day at Commando.com. And at my site, you also get early access to my USA Today columns, too. And to make things easier on your busy life, sign up for my free newsletters that get delivered right to your inbox. You can pick and choose what you're interested in, whether that's smartphones or smart homes, Windows or Mac. And this way, you only get the know-how that you want. And I'll never ever send you spam because I value you and your inbox. At Commando.com, there are links at the top of the page to get my free newsletters. And also, send me a personal message. Go now while you're thinking about it. That's Commando.com, Komando.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We may get a few clouds today, but some sunshine as well. A little bit breezy. We have a low pressure system heading in, but today looks fair. Low to mid 60s, and then turning cloudy overnight. Maybe a shower. We'll be in the mid to upper 30s, and then on Tuesday, scattered showers around the area. Low to mid 50s on the afternoon high. A few lingering showers possible on Wednesday with upper 50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
The John Reed Boys Basketball Tournament in Dexter, I believe it's like 55th annual, wrapped up over the weekend, and the champion was the Eunice Cardinals, beating Loving in the finale 54-39. The Chaves County teams, well, Hagerman made it to the semifinals, but then lost to Eunice 57-22. And NMMI, after losing its opening game, then defeated Jowl on Friday by a score of 43-27, and then defeated Cobre 46-41. Dexter went winless in its own tournament. The Roswell Coyotes were in action boys hoops over the weekend, losing at home to Rio Rancho 69-58. They were undone by a 24-8 second quarter. Then Goddard did defeat Chaparral on the road 47-44, a third victory of the season for the Rockets. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The S&P 500 posted a record high close on Friday for the first time in 2 years, fueled by a rally in chip makers and other heavyweight technology stocks on optimism around artificial intelligence. U.S. consumer sentiment improved in January, hitting the highest level in 2.5 years, amid growing optimism over the outlook for inflation and household incomes, which bodes well for the economy's prospects this year. The better-than-expected reading and sentiment reported by the University of Michigan on Friday reflected a brightening of moods across all age and income groups, education, and geographical locations. Macy's is cutting 2,300 jobs and closing 5 stores as it aims to streamline its operations. The layoffs make up 3.5% of the overall workforce. The company operated 722 store locations as of January 2023. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
The Fergalicious boys can keep you hot this winter.
Fergalicious.
Oh yeah, it's getting cold out there, and Fergie's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep things hot in your home. They can come by and winterize your pipes and check your insulation, and you know they'll do it with nothing but love. Oh yeah, baby. Call the Fergalicious boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating at 622-2660. When you need it hot, Fergie's is on the job.
Fergalicious.
Central Valley Electric is continually learning and advancing technology that improves electric service, reliability, and safety, and in turn enhancing the quality of life for members that we serve in our local communities. CVE offers an account management program called Smart Hub that allows members to track their usage, set up convenient pay methods, and the ability to manage their energy use with smart technologies. A secure system such as Smart Hub is an easy tool to use. To sign up, visit cvecoop.org and click Smart Hub to get started.
Mulan has the highest kill count of any Disney character. When asked for comment, Buzz Lightyear responded, "To infinity and beyond." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:59. Town Hall News coming up here in just a few minutes. Stay tuned next hour, about 8:15 or so. We're going to replay our interview we had with the folks from the district attorney's office. We had Hunter Spindle, Deputy DA, and Jeannie Yeager, who's one of the advocates there for victims, joined us and had a great conversation talking about the, kind of how the sausage is made, talk a lot about their DA dog program, and that's an area that we, the public, can get involved and help them out. It's a great program. But anyway, we talk about all that stuff next hour. So that'll be our interview here about at 8:15 or so. Town Hall News is next. We'll be back on the other side of news.
Your home for Coast to Coast AM in Roswell, 106.5, Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The eve of the New Hampshire primary and campaign 2024, correspondent Joey Hudson says the Republican presidential race has a different look this morning, changes that put former President Trump in an even stronger position.
Let's start with how the weekend started with an endorsement from South Carolina's junior Senator Tim Scott, and now with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announcing that he's suspending his campaign. It's almost as if this GOP presidential primary is over before it really gets started.
And already looking beyond the primaries, Mr. Trump now sizing up potential running mates.
Vice presidential candidates typically aren't tapped until after a candidate has locked down the nomination. But former President Donald Trump's decisive win in the Iowa caucuses and the departure of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis from the race on Sunday has only heightened what had already been a widespread sense of inevitability that has given the visits this past week by New York Representative Elise Stefanik and other Republicans the feel of tryouts for the role reminiscent of Trump's days as a reality TV host. Edwin Mora, Washington.
America's immigration courts are struggling under an unprecedented 3 million pending asylum cases.
The number of migrants trying to fight their deportation in front of U.S. judges has grown by 50% in less than a year. Judges, attorneys, and migrant advocates worry that's rendering an already strained system unworkable, as it often takes several years to grant asylum seekers a new, stable life and to deport those with no right to remain in the country. John Scott reports.
Wall Street off to a strong start. This first trading day of the week, the Dow is up 203 points. The Nasdaq trading 115 points higher, and the S&P is up 27 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Two leading foes of the U.S. are strengthening their ties.
North Korea is saying Russian President Putin is expressing willingness to visit the country at an unspecified but early date as the countries continue to align in the face of their separate but intensifying confrontations with the United States. In a statement, the North Korean Foreign Ministry highlights Putin's intent for a visit following a recent meeting in Moscow between the two countries' foreign ministers. The statement also says North Korea is continuing to further strategic and tactical cooperation with Russia to establish a new multipolarized international order, a reference to their efforts to build a united front against Washington. I'm Mimi Montgomery.
Tens of thousands of people without electricity. Hundreds of trains have been canceled in the latest wave of a winter storm lashing Britain and Ireland with heavy rains and winds gusting almost to 100 miles per hour. The UK government issuing a blanket wind warning for the entire country. News and analysis at townhall.com. Well, they did it to the U.S. once, and they've done it to Taiwan multiple times.
Officials say 6 Chinese balloons either flew over the island or through airspace just north of it, while Chinese warplanes and Navy ships were also detected in the area. The dispatch of such balloons, which generally disappear into the Pacific to the east, appears to be on the rise, though their purpose has not yet been disclosed. The balloons appear to be part of a campaign of harassment against the self-governed island that is claimed by China. Ron DeRockstra reporting.
3 members of an air ambulance crew have died in the crash of their helicopter in Oklahoma. Air Evac Life Team says the crash was reported near Weatherford after contact with the crew was lost late Saturday night. The helicopter was returning to its base in Weatherford, which is about 70 miles west of Oklahoma City, after completing a patient care transport to the capital. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Thank you, Jocelyn, of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope your Monday is going amazingly well. My voice is almost there. Not quite, just a tinge of a little bit of hurricane there, but doing a lot better. So feeling mostly good. Little bit of cold stuff. Nothing major. This was a butt kicking cold or whatever you want to call it. I had last couple weeks here, so finally there, but voice is not 1,000%. It's about 10% off. So, but happy Monday. Hope your Monday is going amazingly well. I hope you had a happy weekend. You got a busy week here. But, a lot of stuff going on. Just that time of year is just it's like that calm before the storm. People are kind of, not a lot of activities. Tax returns. People kind of starting to think about taxes, getting W-2s and getting money and kind of laying low on stuff right now. But we're in the middle of give a couple weeks. Next thing you know, everyone will be out back buying. You'll start seeing all the tax sales. Now's the time to buy your furniture or car or whatever during the tax season. So, but happy Monday. Hope all of you are having a great day, great week so far. Do want to mention that if you ever miss any part of our show or any aspect, you can always go to ksvptv.com. Every one of our interviews, everything we record and put up there. So if you ever miss anything, you can always go back there and check it out. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes. And then last week, we on Thursday, we had joining us from the district attorney's office here, the 5th Judicial District, which is our territory here in Roswell and pretty much all southeast New Mexico. But Hunter Spindle, a deputy DA here in the Roswell office, joined us along with Jeannie Yeager. I always botch her title, but she really is like the victim's advocate. She does a DA dog program. She works with a lot of the witnesses and victims to help them get prepared for the case, getting them to help them navigate through testifying and or other issues that may come up during the proceedings of a court case. she's the one that kind of works with the families, works with the people to help them navigate through the process, help them through that, and through the DA dogs, which they use. If you've heard of like the CASA dogs or some of the other dogs where they're, whenever they're in like court proceedings or something like that, the dogs are there to hang out with the families, the kids, to just provide a little bit of just calmness in the room where it can be very intimidating. And so the DA dogs work very much the same way for our prosecutors. They, when there's a situation where they need to interview a witness and things are a little sensitive, or if it's a child or someone that is very uncomfortable talking, the DA dogs are there in the room, and they provide that comfort for people when they're not feeling very comfortable. And they've had tremendous success with the program. So we talk a little bit about that. So we're going to play that interview, talking about that, getting folks involved. That's, if you want to volunteer and help out, that the DA Dog program is a nonprofit. It's most of that is funded through private, while they try to get the rest of the state on board with this dog program, which they're making progress. They're saying, but at this time they're not getting funding from the state. They're not getting any of that kind of stuff for this program, which they should, because it's making great strides in getting convictions, getting people justice, and that's a good thing. So anyway, we're going to play that interview for you here this hour. Before we do that, though, let's go ahead and take a look at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We may get a few clouds today, but some sunshine as well. A little bit breezy. We have a low pressure system heading in, but today looks fair. Low to mid 60s, and then turning cloudy overnight. Maybe a shower. We'll be in the mid to upper 30s, and then on Tuesday, scattered showers around the area. Low to mid 50s on the afternoon high. A few lingering showers possible on Wednesday with upper 50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 32 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 61%. Winds are calm at the moment. Mostly sunny today. Expect highs in the low 60s. 62 expected high. Winds will be out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. So overall, pretty good day. It's for the 22nd day of January. Not too bad. Can't complain. Partly cloudy tonight. Expect an overnight low of 35 degrees. Winds will be out of the west at around 5 miles per hour. We're looking at rain chances for Tuesday and Wednesday. Pretty good rain chance tomorrow. They're talking a 50% chance of rain. Mostly cloudy. Expect a high of 54 tomorrow. Winds be out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. So there's a good chance of rain, but they're expecting less than a tenth of an inch of rain. So good chance of it, just not a lot of it coming down, it sounds like. Tuesday night, we're looking at a 30% chance at some showers, patchy fog as well between the hours of 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. Mostly cloudy otherwise with an overnight low of 37 degrees. Northeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, we're looking at a 30% chance at rain showers in the morning hours, mainly till about 11 a.m. Patchy fog will be lingering until about 8 in the morning as well. Partly cloudy for the day. Expect a high of 56 with winds out of the west, 5 to 10. Wednesday night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 34. And then glancing at the rest of the week, mostly sunny with highs near 60 on Thursday. 30% chance of showers after 11 a.m. on Friday, otherwise partly cloudy, 52 for a high there. And then just glancing at the weekend, mostly sunny, 53 for Saturday. Sunny skies with a high of 56 on Sunday. So looking at a little bit of not too bad temperature-wise, but could see some rain this week. Knock on wood. Hopefully we get some moisture this week. Be a nice thing. All right, it is 13 minutes after 8. We're going to take about a 2-minute break, and then we'll play our interview we had with the folks from the District Attorney's Office. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
The Artesia Arts Council presents Gunhild Carling, Sweden's Queen of Swing, Saturday, January 27th at the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center in downtown Artesia. Gunhild Carling and the entire family of musicians, singers, dancers, and more promise a dazzling evening that you and your family won't soon forget. Pre-sale adult tickets are $35 and $25 for K-12. Week of show tickets are $45 and $35. So get yours early at artesiaartscouncil.com. Enjoy the marvelous Gunhild Carling, Sweden's Queen of Swing, 7 p.m. Saturday, January 27th at the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center in downtown Artesia. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax. Pecos Valley Production is excited to announce their online ordering has never been easier because now you can order from PVP online in Spanish. Simply head for PecosValleyProduction.com and switch the tab on the bottom left of your screen from English to Spanish. Now it's never been easier to get access to the healing and calming products you need simply and affordably. Just log on to PecosValleyProduction.com and switch the tab on the bottom left of the screen from English to Spanish. Pecos Valley Production. Dairy to dank since 2016. Must be 21 or over with valid ID to purchase. Attention Roswell, Carlsbad, Artesia, and surrounding areas. Roswell Tire and Appliance has what you're looking for with a great selection of refrigerators, freezers, washers and dryers, and ranges, and they can prepare your appliance as well with many models in stock and on sale. You can own it today. RTA services after the sale with repair, warranty, and delivery to Roswell and surrounding areas. Save big on a selection of scratch and dent appliances too, plus a great selection of tires and a team of people to help you when you need it most. Roswell Tire and Appliance, 101 South Main in downtown Roswell.
The Calico Cow has moved to a new home. Visit the Calico Cow at their new home, 200 East College, behind Farley's in Roswell. Lots of exciting changes at the new Calico Cow. New LED lighting, an amazing large classroom, plus more space, which means lots of new items and an even bigger selection of fabrics. Come see it for yourself. Want to know how? Come see the cow. The Calico Cow's new home at 200 East College in Roswell.
Your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Not sure which is your dominant hand? Just wait. You'll nail it. Here's Mike Winters.
In studio this morning from the District Attorney's Office, 5th Judicial District, we have Hunter Spindle with us here, Deputy DA, and Jeannie Yeager. I always forget your actual title. I can tell you what you do, but the actual name of it, I botch it every time.
So I have a couple of titles.
That's probably why I botch it.
Yeah. So, courthouse dog coordinator.
Yes.
Victim service coordinator.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from the District Attorney's Office, 5th Judicial District, we have Hunter Spindle with us here, Deputy DA, and Jeannie Yeager. I always forget your actual title. I can tell you what you do, but the actual name of it, I botch it every time.
So I have a couple of titles.
That's probably why I botch it.
Yeah. So courthouse dog coordinator.
Yes.
Victim service coordinator, and then the VPP coordinator.
Yes.
So,
always you're kind of the heart of the DA's office a little bit.
No.
And heart, I mean, like you're the one that's got to be the calm in the room for everybody. You know what I mean?
The victim advocates, yeah.
The
victim advocates are, yes.
So I always look at that as kind of that, you're the lighthouse and the beacon of the storm sometimes. You know what I mean?
Luckily, there's a lot of us.
For a lot of people, that's kind of
their job is to try to keep me sane.
Yeah.
And make sure I'm not talking, too high above who I'm meeting with.
I need one of those people.
She tries to put it in plain English because us attorney brains, we can't do it.
Right. Well, and let's face it, by training, lawyers think in a black and white world. You know what I mean? That's just, yes, you live life, but at the end of the day, a lot of what you're dealing with is black and white.
Correct.
And unfortunately, the legal world is full of black and white in a world that's in a sea of gray. So, sometimes when you think in black and white, you need someone that can see gray to remind you a little bit.
Well, if he sees the look on my face where I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Then he's like, okay, wait, I've got to change the language a little bit.
I got to figure out how to change this.
Sure.
I got to reach Gina.
I need someone to interpret for me.
Right. Plus you spent so much time learning Latin in school, right? So
Legalese more than anything.
Yeah. It's all Latin-based, talking and all that. So, but anyway, for folks that don't know, the district attorney's office, a lot of times these two, but members come each month and we just talk a little bit about just life at the DA's office, what it's like, what things from y'all's perspective, basically. I went full on cowboy with the y'alls there.
Y'all.
But yeah, you know, because we have our ideas based on our lanes we're in on how things work. And y'all, again, two y'alls.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm Southern with you,
Yeah.
man.
Y'all live in a world
Ain't nothing wrong with y'all.
that everything you do, there's a Hollywood version of it that people tend to think that's the way of the world. And then you have to separate. No, this isn't Law and Order. We don't solve the case in an hour. It's not how that works here. We got
TV sure makes things difficult for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives people a bad sense of reality. They think everything flows like the TV shows.
Sure.
And don't get me wrong, I'm as big a fan of like Law and Order SVU as probably the next person.
I would gather there's part of you that's a lawyer today because you like watching that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It also aggravates me sometimes because I'm like, at least be, realistic. Don't say it's going to trial.
Yeah.
It shows the next day in trial. That doesn't happen.
Well, in my world, because I was in the military before, I was a bomb loader in the Air Force. So my wife loves the movie Top Gun.
Great movie.
She will not
My
watch.
favorite.
And I love the movie. It's entertaining. I love them. They're great movies.
The only thing about that movie, the best part about that movie is the volleyballs. When they're playing volleyball.
I get 3 guesses why.
It's a great scene.
But have you seen the
I
more recent
love
one?
the new one.
They do their version of that one is like
The
a beach football
yeah.
scene. But it's basically the same
Offense,
scene.
defense at the same time.
It's based on Star Wars.
Yeah, and no Kenny Loggins.
No, really, it's the same story.
Oh, yes.
Top Gun?
Yeah, Top Gun 2.
I would argue there's probably about 30 movies that you could just parallel that whole thing.
But it was a great movie.
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But anyway, my wife loves that movie, and I can't sit through that movie without guffawing and all the military stuff.
Right.
It's entertaining, but put it this way. I'll just say this and shut up, and then we'll move on to real stuff. But the second Top Gun movie would have never happened in real. That mission would have never been done by people. They would have sent some robot satellite thing and have been done in an hour.
Right.
We wouldn't have had a 3-hour movie to talk about that. But again, that being said, I love the movie's entertaining. It was fun and everything else. But if you're looking for realism, you might want to.
Well, half the time in the shows, like some of the objections and what happens, I'm like, that would never happen in real life.
Right.
I mean, or like where the defendant stands up screaming at the court or whatever. I'm like,
that has happened.
Yeah, but typically the judge doesn't just let it go
Right.
and nothing happens.
To me, just like based on my time as serving as a juror in a couple cases, and I've spent a fair amount of time in front of the boob tube, so I'm an expert in that one. But anyway,
You have your law degree.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a doctor TV watcher. But anyway, but I know enough to know that. Plus, a lot of the drama soliloquies that the attorneys give in a court proceeding on television would never, ever. The lawyer just can't sit up there and pontificate for 20 minutes.
No.
Describing this theory to you.
I'm going to be objecting.
Yeah.
Is there a question here, Judge?
You get a license there in your opening and closing arguments. When it comes to testifying and interviewing witnesses and all, you don't get to tell this story to a witness and get them in a gotcha moment like that. You ask question, they answer. They ask question, you can't lead the witness.
No.
There's a whole thing called leading. You can't do that.
Right.
And
theatrics are a part of it at trial, for opening and closing and sometimes in your questions and how you do it. And a skilled attorney can maybe have a gotcha moment.
A bit of flair with it.
Yeah, a little bit of flair, but they're really, most of the time in most cases, there isn't a gotcha.
Right.
Because both sides know all the evidence that's coming. Now, maybe a juror member may be like, what?
Right.
But
yeah,
you're not going to get a whole room of. You're not going to have the gas moment in the room like you do on
not
TV,
typical.
where the kid that's been real. And everyone's like, oh.
Yeah. No, the courtroom's pretty black and white. There's very, very, very gray. There's not much of that gray area because you can't have it. And that's what a lot of people are like. Well, they're just doing this. There's only certain things that we can bring into the courtroom. There's only certain things that the attorneys can ask and bring in. So there's a lot of stuff that jurors, people that are in the courtroom, don't see
Mhm.
that the district attorney sees, and reasons why we bring the case to court.
95% probably of evidence we can't even use most of the
Yeah.
time. We can't put it. Now, granted, that's a varying case by case, but I mean, most people don't think about that. They know, like sometimes victims and family members know about all this stuff, and it's like, yeah, I understand that, and we know about it, but I can't use it.
Sure.
There's no way I can bring it into the
And
case.
social media does not help us
Right.
at all, because people are like, well, this is done and this is done, and people already have that in their head. So we're like, hey, if you guys know anything about this, you cannot be on this, because
Sure.
what you know and what you've heard, newspaper, news, whatever, is not what we can bring in. So we need
And unfortunately, that media and stuff can sway.
Yes.
Well, I have a case coming from Carlsbad that I tried prosecuting in Carlsbad that ended up in a mistrial that is now moving up here.
Yes.
So because of that very same thing, because it was a news article, about it all the time, that I didn't have any person on that jury that could sit there and be fair and impartial. And that's something I have to determine.
Yeah.
And finding it is, can you sit on this jury and not come in with a preconceived notion,
Sure.
aka your mind is made up before you're already there.
I'm kind of curious, I mean, obviously you've got a lot of experience doing your job and things, but you're not 60 years old. You haven't been doing this for 50
No,
years. You know what I
no.
mean? So
I'm 33.
Yeah. So I'm curious, like some of the other district attorneys and other attorneys that you deal with, some of the ones that maybe have been doing this 40 years and things, do they see a shift where a lot of cases that weren't mistrials are now, because of social media and more of that being in the mainstream now? Is that like, are we seeing those numbers increase over this time that social media is now more a part of the mainstream?
I would say yes, that we are seeing. It's not an astronomical shift.
Sure.
But it is
enough to notice.
It's significant enough to notice, and it's primarily on the big cases. Most people don't care about, a robbery, that sort of thing. We may have an article on it, but most people haven't read it.
It's one
But
that's
what
got the
people
best dirt. It's
Right.
like anything else. The one that's got the most gossip, the most salaciousness to it.
Right.
The most, and usually by that I mean relationship-wise, who begat who to what for what.
Yeah,
and that's
it's a lot
what
of
people care
murders
about.
and child abuse
Yeah.
is really what.
That's where
what
people's
people care
interests
about.
are drawn. Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's because it's shoved down their throat.
Sure. Well, yeah, you look at, like, you get on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it today, and, you look at, I'm a stalker on that. I don't really engage,
You
but I
could
like.
be arrested for being a stalker. You know
Well,
that,
yeah,
right?
I guess I could. And I just outed myself. But I just
I
kinda,
heard nothing.
I just kind of read and sit in the corner and be a wallflower and watch this stuff. But what you do notice is when you get to the part where the things you subscribe to are there, but then they're like, well, these are things we think you like, and we're going to send you over here. And that's where it gets inundated with, and I don't know why they think I like this. Maybe it's just because where I stop, but I literally get hit with all these videos of people getting killed or shot or dying, or incidents of something happening. And it's always those incidents. It's like, I didn't ask for this. You just decided I needed it. And it's a train wreck.
Yeah.
You don't want to see it, but it's a train wreck. You can't help but not look sometimes. It's just, it is what's going on there. And I think that's kind of to your point, Gina.
Yeah.
We're getting so
Throw
inundated
in
with
your
it.
face. And the jurors are so important to these cases. They're the ones that hear everything, and they're the ones that are making this decision. And we really, really need jurors to be there and be on board and listen. And
do you think could this lead to where we're going to have to sequester jurors and stuff more often now? I know that's way too expensive to do that, but is it getting to a point where it could? That could be the path we're going.
Possibly. So jurors take an oath, and when they're sworn in, that they won't be like trying to look up the case or anything like that on social media. Try to read anything in the news, watch anything. If they're watching television and something about the news comes up, they're supposed to turn the channel.
Right.
Like they take an oath to do that. Can we prevent them from doing it? No, but if we find out about it, that's when we can move to try to have that juror removed and replaced with an alternate.
Yeah.
If we can get it. Now, if we have an issue at the onset before we even have a jury picked, then we may have to ask for a new panel or try to, move the case, that sort of thing.
So really, imagine it's when a case comes or when an incident happens, so to speak. I mean, you guys are attorneys. You'll see something in the news, so-and-so's arrested or something that's a big, case that everyone's seeing. Before it gets to you guys already have a hit. I was like, all right, look, this one's got a lot of attention.
And sadly, sometimes I find out about a case because I've seen it in the newspaper,
right,
or because of I see it on TV, which is not how it's supposed to be. But I can't always prevent that either. With my position on big cases, I'm supposed to be a phone call to let me know that it's coming. So I have a heads up at least before anybody else does.
Sure.
But
does this also impact the disclosure side of things for you? Whereas, and this is getting back to, again, real court is not like television here, where there isn't surprises. The defense attorney is supposed to have every piece of information that the prosecution attorney does.
Right.
Everyone should know the same thing, how it's presented, what is admissible, what's not. That's a different conversation. But as far as knowing the circumstances of the case, knowing there isn't again, to the TV moment where it's like, we found the murder weapon. That's not how it works.
No.
All of this is transparent on the table. Every attorney, every side of the case has a visual, and they have access to all of this.
Especially in New Mexico. New Mexico has an open discovery rule.
Right.
Where it's an ethics violation if I don't give everything over, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. Other states don't have that. I originally practiced in Virginia, and I can tell you in Virginia, the defense isn't entitled to anything until 10 days prior to trial.
Interesting.
And then if they want anything...
I agree with that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
And if they want anything sooner, they have to do a motion to the court and show good cause, is what it says, in order to get that discovery prior to it. So it's very open. It's open book here, and in a lot of ways, it's a very good thing.
Yeah, I would say, because at the end of the day, and this is the problem, the media already puts the assumption of guilt on things.
Correct.
And yes, I get it. Looks like a duck, talks like a duck. We're going to think it's a duck. I get that.
Correct.
I'm a human being. I'm not stupid. But this is why you see the statue with the blind. Justice is blind. That's all that goes out the window.
Yeah.
You are, even if 30 million people saw you shoot that person, you're still innocent until we go through the details and determine without a reasonable doubt that the evidence points to you doing this crime.
Right.
And yeah, and okay. And this is where the devil gets the details. We all saw 30,000 people saw you shoot you, but why were you shooting them? Was it self-defense? Well, then, okay, you did shoot them, but is it warrant of you being charged with murder now?
Was there some mitigating factor, some intervening reason that it happened? Yeah.
And so that's why it's got to be that way.
Right.
You've got to turn over every rock to see what we're dealing with, to make without absolute any, reason of a doubt here that this person committed the crime that we're accusing them of.
Right.
And so that's why it's so important. And that's where it does get tricky, because at the end of the day, you're judged by a jury of your peers. Or, that's the term.
And the process is not easy. It's not easy on our victims, their families, witnesses. We're still dealing with COVID backlog. So memories, things change in your mind, which is normal. They tell you that you're not a robot. You're not going to remember everything that you said. So we understand that. But then people disappear. People move away. It gets harder for us to bring people in that were there. So when we have all this evidence, that person that told us that is no longer available. That piece is gone.
Sure. Plus emotions change.
Right.
The closer you are to the incident, the higher the level of emotion.
Correct.
Also, more likely that they've got the gumption or the desire to see this to its end.
Correct.
As time passes, as hurdles hit, as roadblocks come in that kind of damper that mood a little bit, people's minds, time heals. They're a little less angry. They're maybe a little less cooperative and willing to prosecute this person. Especially if it's someone they're intimately connected to, a family member or someone.
And we see that a lot.
Yeah.
And you may have someone who testifies at preliminary hearing, and has a really good testimony during preliminary hearing. And then all of a sudden, we're getting up into district court and we're getting relatively close to trial time. And defense is asking, because they're entitled to it, to pretrial interviews. And now we're one of the only states who have what's considered a pretrial interview as a right. But they, defense may ask for it, and then we got to go out and find them, serve them in order to have them be there, be present. And if we can't find them, they're not present. They can try to move to suppress them or exclude them as a witness, and that could make or break our case. And a lot of people, I know, because I've talked to many witnesses and family members, because they just don't understand. Just because they testified at prelim doesn't mean I can use their testimony at prelim. I have to prove that the defendant caused them not to be there. Gotcha. And if I don't have any evidence of that, them just not showing up or us not being there, sure, I can try to get a warrant for their arrest or try to move for contempt. But at the same time, we have to weigh what is the best thing to do for that case. Because sometimes I want to get a warrant for someone's arrest for a trial and or a pretrial interview, but do I also want to arrest someone for that purpose? Could that prevent them from wanting to deal with police ever again?
Absolutely.
Or ever wanting to be a cooperative witness with the DA's office, for instance? And that's something I have to weigh.
That's something that I don't think a lot of people even realize that attorneys have to deal with. Sometimes you got to sacrifice the battle to win the war.
Right.
And what I mean by that, we're going to lose this case because of the evidence here. But if I try to do tactics here that at the end of the day still may not get what I want, may end up causing more damage to future cases and future incidents and stuff. So, I don't think most of us think about that, but that is a problem or an issue that attorneys like yourself, DAs, have to think about.
And the other aspect of that too is the emotional impact on the victim or the victim's families and that sort of thing. That's something we have to weigh too.
Sure.
And which a lot of people don't necessarily agree with, but a lot of times the victim or their family may be saying, no, I don't want to go to trial. I don't want to testify. Especially if it's a child,
sure,
it can be really...
there's a fine line.
There's a fine line, and there's been proven that they can have long-lasting effects,
sure,
like PTSD, that sort of thing.
I kind of garnered a question here, and it may be another can of worms, but it kind of, when it comes to that kind of, charging and prosecuting someone, like you said, if it's something particularly heinous, we're obviously conviction, everything, you 9 times out of 10, you need the victim's support to make the conviction happen. But like you said, there's cases where the victims aren't cooperating for whatever reason that is.
Right.
At what point, is there a point in it where something is so heinous or so, where you're like, I understand you don't want to prosecute, but what's going on here? You have no choice. We need to prosecute this person. Even, you know what I mean? Like if it's a rape or something, but the only evidence is with this person here, but it's like this is so bad. We can't just let them walk because you're not willing to cooperate here.
It's few and far between.
Okay.
I would say that. And Gina, jump right in if you can think of anything.
I have one right now that it's a homicide. It started out as a battery, and you know which one I'm talking about now. The family, it's a family situation, of course, but they don't want it to happen.
Gotcha.
But we can't let them get away with what happened. So we have to follow through. We have to find justice. We have to find justice where we can. We can't always get it, and we hate that part of our job.
Right.
Our job is to make sure our community's safe, that we get justice for our community. Sometimes our hands are tied by the laws, by motions, by exclusions,
sure,
by all of this stuff, by victims, by witnesses. But our job, and the reason we're all doing our job, is because we want justice and we want to help our community. But there's sometimes that we can't get that justice, and it literally sucks.
Right.
But we just can't. Our hands are tied.
So is it kind of like the Al Capone move where it's like, we know this guy's a mobster killer and all this stuff. We can't prove it. oh wait, tax evasion. Now we can throw them in jail. I mean, is it a little like that, or is it different than that?
So
go ahead.
It's one of those. It's one of those things that if the police know that this person did something, and we're having an issue trying to prove it, maybe they're a little bit more watchful of that person.
Yeah.
But I can't direct them to
Right.
do
Gotcha.
anything. So and I don't. That's that gets into that's blurring the lines between what is my
Vigilante
job,
justice.
right?
There's no
and
gray
we don't-
area.
Yeah.
right? And I don't have the authority to investigate. Right? While we have investigators, their sort of cases, they can investigate stuff and they can try to file a case and then we can prosecute it that way.
Now, is
But
that
I
the
can't-
DA's office or just the deputy DA? Like, can Diana Luce come in and say, hey, something shady here, I want to investigate that? Or is that what you're saying, the entire office, including her?
So she can direct our investigators
Okay.
to investigate.
She's got
gotcha.
the final
because they're
say.
right.
Gotcha.
Right. Because she is Diana is the top law enforcement officer in the district. She can direct her investigators to investigate into something.
Gotcha.
But Diana can't be involved in the investigation. Neither can any of the attorneys.
Gotcha.
So we can say, okay, something seems shady here. We're going to send our investigators
kinda
to
has
look
to
at it. Right. Who are law
accuse or
enforcement
separate.
officers, that
Right.
sort of thing.
Because
They
she
have to be
kind of has a
certified.
dog in the fight. She's got to
Yeah.
got to play Switzerland.
Yeah, she just says, "Hey, please take a look at this, review it, and then from there, if you find anything, present it to me. We'll take a look at it, and then we'll see if it's something we can prosecute or not."
Okay. I was curious. I was just kind of, we're talking here. I just saw the time, so I do want to change gears a little bit here.
Sure.
I want to talk about I guess we could say the more fun side
The more fun
of the
side.
district attorney's office. And, when, we were talking about Gina and how she works with victims and tries to kind of hold their hand through the process of going through a court proceeding. One of the big tools that this office is kind of spearheaded and created is what we call the DA dog program. And think of it just like you would like your Casa dogs or support animals. These are dogs that are specifically trained to kind of come in and just be, well, what dogs do, lovers and petters and, what
Make
they
you
do.
feel better.
Right. You're in a bad mood and the dog comes and puts a head in your lap and wants to pet you or
And get
rolls
hair
around
all
the
over
floor.
you.
Yeah.
The one person thing in the room that does not judge.
Yes, exactly.
Loves you endlessly.
Loves you
Happy
no
to see every
matter
time
what.
you walk through the
Oh,
door.
Yes, yes.
But and so really you guys have come up with this program that that we get these trained dogs that unfortunately cost a lot of money to put one of these dogs together. But they are making such great progress in getting witnesses to feel more comfortable about sharing their experiences, which means more convictions, which means more people are getting justice served.
And it works. It works.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the attorneys, everyone in the room is saying, man, this has been a huge asset to our case.
And the new attorneys that come in are like, okay, there's a dog. Until they use the dog. And Hunter's actually had the dog in a courtroom and
I have.
and seen it work.
So you're sold. You're like, this
Yeah,
is-
it was on a homicide case, and it was with a child who was a victim, but it was his sister that was deceased, and the dog was with him the whole time he was testifying, and I mean it was
Night and day.
night and day difference between how he interacted just with me, how he did in court.
that was their friend in the room. They had something
Right.
they could
Yes.
focus on.
Something they had control over.
And some
we've
people,
always
that's
talked about
what
control and hey, I told this dog to sit and this did it. Oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
then the dog like wiggles and smiles. Because our dogs smile.
Right.
They do smile.
Well,
Each
dogs are just by
Definitely
nature.
Yeah. Each dog has their own
Personality.
quirk,
Yeah.
personality. Kiki like wiggles her whole body.
Yeah.
Tina, who's in Hobbs, wiggles her whole body.
That might be a lab thing.
Duke is very like, oh, so excited, but he's got a goofy side, so he'll lay on his back. Beaumont will lay on his back, and when he lays on his back, he's got that upside down smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will wrap around your legs, pretty much, or lay across your feet. So they have their
Just
own
different ways
thing.
of affection.
Yes, but
Right.
they will all lay right next to you. Will all just you can talk to them, you can pet them.
And when he got nervous, you could see him
Just as
kind
you
of like
reaching
reach
for the
down
dog.
and pet him,
Yes.
and
like you
This
said,
is
these
fine.
dogs are not cheap. The price doubled. Of course, everything has doubled. We're up to $12,500 per dog. Luckily, we have a grant from Leprino to help with most of it. So we're still in the process.
But
of
do you
working.
need more than this?
We always, you always, when you have any kind of business.
That's why we do fundraisers for it.
Yeah, and this is kind of where I'm saying, if people are listening and they're listening to our conversation, and look, quite frankly, I'm sure they listen to it's frustrating the process that you guys have to go through.
Yes.
Well, this is a way that the community can get involved through this nonprofit and support and make an impact in there, because through these animals, we are getting good results. We're getting cases that may not have had a conviction are getting convictions now. We're having victims that didn't feel like they got justice are now getting justice. And it's all because we have a furry friend with wiggle butt syndrome hanging out in the room.
Right.
Doing this. So it is well worth the thousands of dollars it costs to get a dog trained to be able to do this.
And believe me, I was skeptical at first until I watched it happen. And I know some people probably listening here be like, "Oh yeah, well I have a dog, but what's the the big deal with it?" People are different with dogs. I mean, let's just be
There's
honest.
A trust.
Right.
People love animals where they don't necessarily love people.
Right. And especially kids and victims of cases. They feel protected by them and they feel safe with them.
Absolutely. So get involved, support.
Yes, please.
You guys are always looking for volunteers to help raise money, to help do various events or various type of fun things to raise money to support the DA dog program.
Yes, and we have a couple events that we've already started in the works, and I kind of want to run through this. I'm not sure how much time we have.
We got about 5 minutes here.
So we started the nonprofit a few years back due to budget cuts for the state. The handlers, some attorneys had talked, but so the handlers got together and we decided that we needed to keep the dog program going, but we knew the state couldn't afford to keep the program going. They needed the attorneys and personnel more than the tools. So we started the nonprofit and we lease the dogs, $25 each to the state per dog, $25 per dog to the state each year, to be under their liability insurance. The foundation pays for everything else for the dogs, for the handlers. So there's not much out of pocket for the state. The handlers volunteer the extra time. But we wanted, like I said, we saw what it did and we wanted to keep this going.
Sure.
We are starting this, I'm starting to interview for my third dog.
All right.
So our third generation.
Do you have a dog translator to speak dog?
I know, yes. Yes, we
Gina speaks dog.
Gina speaks dog.
You know the roughs.
I was like, Gina speaks dog.
So I go up in February to start my interview process for my new baby, for the 5th for Chaves County, Eddie and Lee. And of course, if the state needs us someplace else, Diana's very gracious of loaning us out to go take the dogs to those other counties. But we have a salsa sale coming up.
Everybody loves salsa.
Yes. So we have
homemade and excellent.
Hot, medium, mild. We'll have it. We're calling it Super Bowl salsa. So we'll deliver on, I think the Super Bowl's the 12th or the 9th.
Yeah, it's that first or second week of February.
Yeah. So the Friday before Super Bowl, we'll be delivering salsa.
Okay.
We're working on a Dog Days of Summer fundraiser auction type thing.
Okay. Like a silent auction or
yes.
combo.
We're trying to figure that out. We're in the works. We're talking on that. And then we have our golf tournament set.
Okay.
And that is going to be October 19th. So this will be our second one. First one worked out great. We had blast. Those are our main. We'll have little ones in between. We'll do more salsa throughout the year, but those are our main ones this year. And that's what we're doing to raise.
How much is the salsa going to be?
It's going to be $10 a quart, and it's a
quart jar.
So it's a good size.
Good deal. So if you need,
it's not a little bit.
So if you need a gallon, you need 4 of those bad boys. So,
yes.
How does one get salsa ordered?
So the Dogs Facebook page, which is 5th DA Dogs. I always get that wrong.
If you type,
I was like, don't ask me, I'd be lying.
If you type in 5th Judicial District DA Dogs, it should pop right up, I'm thinking.
Or you can find me, Gina. You can track me down. I always have, you guys can reach out to me on my Facebook page, of course, and it's Gina Yeager, or my cell phone at 575-626-2422.
Or you can call the office and we can
You guys can find me there as well. I mean,
just ask for Gina.
Awesome.
yeah, I'm easy to find.
You're going to eat gallons of salsa anyway this in the coming weeks. We don't even need a Super Bowl to do that.
No.
We're going to do it anyway. So stock up, get you enough for Super Bowl. And what's going to happen is you're going to be like, oh, that salsa's good. I want to get some more, but you're going to be out because you literally drank it all at the Super Bowl. So you're going to need a
And it
spare.
has been done.
Yeah.
I have the opposite problem. I always buy too much to where I'm like trying to get it done before it starts going bad.
That's right. That's when you're like,
It's freezable.
That is true.
well, that's when you start calling your questionable friends to come over and visit to finish the salsa.
Come eat salsa. Chips of salsa. What else are we doing? Nothing. Just chips of salsa.
Bring it to the office. Just bring it to the office.
Good news is there's a lot of it.
Right.
But reach out, and that way you can get two. That way you got one for when you wish you had some, but you gave it all away at the Super Bowl party. You got some here.
And the extra hot is my favorite.
Oh yeah.
It's so good.
So, or just for those connoisseurs, like for medium, is that like New Mexico normal medium or the rest of the world's medium?
New Mexico.
Okay, just checking.
No.
Because I know if you get these people from, pardon the joke, but New York City, they do, their medium
Salsa
is
with
not,
no flavor?
Yeah, their medium is not going to be our medium.
No.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And the extra hot's hot.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's like
It'll
it's-
light you up.
It makes you sweat. I'll put it that way.
I do like hot, but when it's to a point where I'm just crying because I can't eat,
But
then
you
I'm
don't
like, that's
stop.
Yeah, you keep going.
Yeah.
Well,
That's I'm like, all right, maybe we should back it off a little bit.
What I like about the hot and the extra hot is that it's still full of flavor. It's not just heat.
Well,
that's the problem that you.
And that's why I kind of like
Is that cilantro?
the Latin spice versus more of like an Indian or Asian spice, because to me that Latin spice has flavor,
Right.
where Asian spice is more about hot, and it tastes like hot. You know what I mean? Or like you eat a green chili, there's flavor there.
Right.
You eat wasabi, and I'm like, I taste hot. I taste nothing else but hot. So
I don't know. I love me some Asian food.
I love Asian food.
And Asian hot. And
I
like
love Asian
hot,
food,
so-
but I just tend to.
When I go to Thai, I always get Thai hot.
I'd rather have a jalapeno or a green chili versus a ghost pepper or some Indian pepper,
Right.
something like that. Just me.
No, but we appreciate everybody's support. Like I said,
Absolutely.
the dogs are there. It's one of the tools we have at the district attorney's office to help our community, and that's all we want to do.
Absolutely. So please, if you want to get involved, it's a great way to get involved. Please, if you want to, maybe you love doing salsa or you love planning events and want to volunteer to lend your services to help the DA dog program, because it really, and the other thing I want to do, we're in the legislative session, just get underway. I know probably not a lot for this one, but to me, I look at this as like, we get this money coming in for mental health and all of this. I could make an argument that this program would qualify. Yes, we're talking the legal side, but let's face it, this is mental health related stuff. Why can't we invest that money into this? To me, maybe that's a conversation with our legislatures and, some emails and things to maybe put that conversation
And
on
I
the
want
table.
to say one more thing. If you guys don't like the laws, reach out to your legislatures and your senators and your reps and talk to them. They're the ones up there making these changes. So
Absolutely.
Because I can guarantee you the DA's office doesn't like a lot of it either.
and I love that, that you guys are raising money and doing all this, but, and I'm not saying we shouldn't, but you should get help for this. There should be, maybe they can't pay for it all. I get it. Money, but I get it. But this is a worthy enough program that the state needs to invest actual money into it and stop making it a charity case. It needs to be part of the solution and part of the curriculum, not looked at as some Western medicine mumbo jumbo weirdness.
Right.
It is legitimately helping, making a difference. It is doing good things for our legal system, and it also helps with mental health. These are intertwined, one and the same. We need to put these together.
And if the state would help, the more DAs would get these dogs.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah, we don't have enough of them in the state.
Absolutely. So when you're writing your legislators about everything you're seeing in the session this month, slip a few of those notes in there too, just to put it on the radar, to Nothing's going to happen this next 30 days, obviously, but you got to put the bee in the bonnet. You got to set the table. You've got to put this on the radar of the legislators. So when they realize they champion, then it starts getting into the right committees and the right meetings and all that good stuff. So thank you guys so much for what you do.
Thank you for having us.
Anytime. We look forward to these conversations every month. And if we need more or less or anything we can do to help out that, obviously as we get close to these tournaments and these different events here for the DA dogs, we're going to need to get you in a little bit more to promote those and get some sponsors and get.
We would love that.
That'd be great.
Fork over some cash for this.
We would love that. We will. The foundation, the 501, will take your money.
It's money well spent.
Yes.
This is, if you want to fix problems in the state, these are the kind of things that fix them.
Right.
This is what it is. It's you look at medicine. I'm already going over time. But you look at medicine, and medicine is like preventative or give you a pill to fix it. And there ain't no pills in the legal world to fix this. It's outside of the box thinking. It's thinking from things from a different perspective without compromising the spirit of what we're trying to do here. Yes. And this DA dog program is the antithesis of that type of thinking to me.
Thank you.
So thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Make the state better one dog at a time.
Absolutely. This is how you do it. You do it this way. And there's no other way to do it. It's just, they'll tell you 20 different ways, but it won't. It'll may feel good, may sound good, but it won't do it.
Right.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, 10 o'clock. We got to go. Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your day. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND Roswell.
Right before the shooting near East Iman Street and H Street in Roswell last month. Alex Caprilazzi of Artesia is announcing his candidacy for the office of municipal judge. Caprilazzi relocated to Artesia 6 years ago from central New York and has a broad background that includes 36 years in public service plus several years in law enforcement. He retired as a lieutenant from the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office in Syracuse, New York, where 18 of his 30 years were spent with the Sheriff's Emergency Response Team. Caprilazzi served as unit commander for the last 7 years of his assignment. He is currently a commander at the Eddy County Jail and has served as the interim chief of security. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
The John Reed Boys Basketball Tournament in Dexter, I believe it's like 55th annual, wrapped up over the weekend, and the champion was the Eunice Cardinals, beating Loving in the finale 54-39. The Chavez County teams, Hagerman made it to the semifinals, but then lost big to Eunice 57-22. And NMMI, after losing its opening game, then defeated Jowl on Friday by a score of 43-27, and then defeated Cobre 46-41. Dexter went winless in its own tournament. The Roswell Coyotes were in action boys hoops over the weekend, losing at home to Rio Rancho 69-58. They were undone by a 24-8 second quarter. Then Goddard did defeat Chaparral on the road 47-44, a third victory of the season for the Rockets. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We may get a few clouds today, but some sunshine as well. A little bit breezy. We have a low pressure system heading in, but today looks fair. Low to mid 60s, and then turning cloudy overnight. Maybe a shower. Will be in the mid to upper 30s, and then on Tuesday, scattered showers around the area. Low to mid 50s on the afternoon high. A few lingering showers possible on Wednesday with upper 50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All across America, this is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Key inflation updates this week and Tesla earnings on the way. Wall Street in positive territory for the first time this year. Stocks up last week, all three major indexes eking out weekly gains after Friday's big rally. United Airlines quarterly update to kick off the week of earnings. United expected to have an annual decline on higher revenues, and Wall Street targeting a 34% dip in earnings per share. JetBlue cutting services, the airline scrambling to make a profit but after its Spirit acquisition fell through, JetBlue will end some flights out of JFK, Westchester, and Martha's Vineyard. JetBlue stock down 5% this year, trading at just $5 a share. And Tesla earnings Wednesday. Price cuts on popular Tesla models in China and Europe, hurting profit margins. Wall Street targeting another decline in the fourth quarter. Investors looking for more guidance on both profits and deliveries. Ford Motor making adjustments as electric vehicle demand continues to slow. Ford says it will again cut production of its all-electric F-150 Lightning starting April 1st. The EV truck market outlook weakening. Last October, General Motors postponed its $4 billion EV pickup plant in Michigan. Please join me twice each weekday for the Lou Dobbs Business Report right here.
Business news you need to know. Keep listening for more. This is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
Companies in the United States are 10 times more likely to be a victim of a cyber attack. Manufacturing, healthcare, retail, financial services, the leading targets. Ericsson Cyber Z Suite provides the protection you need before your data gets stolen, bank accounts get drained, and operations are at a standstill. Call Ericsson today to schedule a no-obligation consultation. That's 908-878-7717. Ericsson, ERACENT.com. 908-878-7717.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News coming up next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Next hour, Ellie Rodriguez, Loan Depot, joined us last week to give us an update on housing and stuff. We'll play that interview for you. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news. Do not go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rhett Bussell. Saying we can't go back to the old Republican guard of yesteryear, Ron DeSantis, in dropping his bid for the Republican presidential nomination, has endorsed former President Trump. Campaign 2024 correspondent Joey Hudson says DeSantis' move leaves just one challenger to Mr. Trump.
I think the big question for Nikki Haley is how strong will she be in New Hampshire, and can she stay in this race much longer? She has to have a pretty strong showing in New Hampshire as she heads to her home state of South Carolina. If you look at it, most of the elected officials in her own state, again, Senator Tim Scott, whom she appointed to the U.S. Senate, has endorsed Donald Trump.
North Dakota Republican Governor Doug Burgum says he will not be seeking a third term as governor. The announcement today comes more than a month after he ended his bid for the GOP presidential nomination. Tensions are running high in Israel, where dozens of family members of hostages held by Hamas in Gaza stormed into a finance committee meeting at the Israeli parliament today, shouting, "You won't sit here while they are dying there." It is a weather roller coaster, bitterly cold temperatures to be followed on short order by above average readings across large parts of the country.
The cold air mass moves off the coast and some warmer air starts to build northeastward. So a lot of the cold below average temperatures that we have had over the past few days will begin to moderate, and actually by midweek or early to midweek we'll have much above average temperatures across a good part of the country east of the Rockies.
The National Weather Service's Bob Oravec. The bitter cold, along with ice and snow, contributed to dozens of deaths this month across the U.S. Wall Street is rallying. The Dow is up 158 points. NASDAQ ahead 30. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals, too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
A landslide in southwestern China's mountainous Yunnan province has buried 47 people, killing at least 2, forcing the evacuation of hundreds more.
The landslide hit the city of Jiaotong just before dawn. Dozens of villagers are unaccounted for, and rescue operations are already underway, according to Chinese state media. More than 500 people have also been evacuated from the area. It's not yet clear what caused the landslide, but they are common in Yunnan, which is a remote region of China with steep mountain ranges. Temperatures in the region are bitterly cold, and there's also been heavy snow.
The BBC's Laura Bicker. France preparing to show its gratitude to World War II veterans who will return to Normandy beaches this year for the 80th anniversary commemoration of D-Day, marking the defeat of the Nazis. Many of those veterans will be going back for the last time in June. News and analysis at townhall.com. There is an outcry over a case of animal cruelty. It's making headlines in Russia.
More than 300,000 people are signing a petition calling for a Russian train conductor to lose her job after she threw a pet cat off a train, believing it was a stray. Hundreds of people braved sub-zero temperatures to search for the animal, who was later found dead around half a mile from the train tracks where he'd been left. Local authorities are so far not prosecuting the conductor, but a separate petition calling for criminal charges to be brought has gathered more than 100,000 names. I'm Mimi Montgomery.
A former Northern California firefighter with a previous arson conviction has been arrested on suspicion of setting off a homemade bomb and planting several other explosive devices along roads in El Dorado and Sacramento counties. 41-year-old man pleaded not guilty last week to multiple felony charges, including possessing and exploding an explosive device. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Hope your Monday's going well.
Indeed.
You had a good weekend.
Quite a nice weekend. Decent weather, except for yesterday was weird. On and off, kind of just enough spitty rain to dirty your car up.
Yeah, it acted like it wanted to rain.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, sort of. Rain.
Okay, I was gonna save the story till Friday, but what we ended up doing was I took the kids over to the play place, let them burn off some energy. Figured, temperature controlled inside the McDonald's. I pulled the most baller move ever.
Yeah.
So we walk into the McDonald's, right? We go to the play place. We did just beeline play place. We didn't, go to the front line. We usually do that. I go to the table, get set up, open up my app, order the food and everything. Okay, so we did that. Had it table side, so they brought out the food, all that. Got the drinks, got the ketchups and all the other stuff. So then I let the kids go play. But then I'm like, okay. So every 15 minutes, you can unlock a new discount.
Reward.
So I proceeded to sit there and let myself be served like a king. First, I had him bring me a cheeseburger. Then I had him bring me a medium fry. And then I wrapped it up with a soft serve cone. But it was just funny because the same girl kept coming in and she's like, 121. I'm like, it's right over here. And she just kept. It was just like it was like a king. I'm sitting in my palace watching the kids play, and I'm being brought course by course.
Nice.
It was a real baller move.
Good deal.
I mean, I'm down like 4,000 points, but still, it was a fun experience. You know.
Yeah, and you ate for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice, not bad.
Not too shabby.
Good deal. You could do that move too.
That's right.
It is a possibility.
Listen in Friday for more on that one.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I hope everybody had a good weekend. Mine was decent. We kind of laid a little low, did stuff around the house, trying to recover a little bit. So nothing too major.
Awesome. Yeah, big thanks to everybody who came out Friday. That was a fun event.
You're out doing a thing at our Greenleaf.
At Greenleaf, yeah. It was a fun event. A lot of cool people coming by to celebrate Customer Appreciation Day. And I think we were able to kind of educate some people too, because it was a real, it was a chance to sit down with experts and kind of talk the biz a little bit.
They gave away a lot of hot dogs.
We definitely gave away a lot of hot dogs.
I got a feeling.
It was so funny. People were like, hey, we got hot dogs outside. They're like, genius. It's genius.
Of course you do.
Yeah, of course we do. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun.
Good deal. So people got their fill of hot dogs on it. Yeah, and it's kind of weird for me because I do love a good hot dog. I am a fan of a good hot dog.
A good hot dog, sure.
Yes. But I am so jaded of going on 20 years of being in the radio industry, of eating so many remote hot dogs.
That's what it is. It's the Bar S from Frozen hot dog. I mean, yeah, I'll eat it in a pinch. And what I usually do is just eat I'll put my toppings on it and just eat like the top half of it because I don't want to go crazy with bottom bun. So I'm usually tossing half of it anyways. But it's because you've been in the biz for so long that that's a standard Saturday lunch for any DJ is a hot dog and a Pepsi.
Yeah, like you want a hot dog? I'm like, I'm good. Thank you. I've seen my.
Now, if we're talking like Oscar Mayer cheese dogs, or if we're talking even better, the better with cheddars, then you're talking.
There is one place in town that I crave their hot dogs.
Oh yeah,
on occasion, and that's Calicci.
Calicci's. Yeah. They do a good dog.
Yeah, there's a one time never do I'm like go for a hot dog.
You don't ever get like a chili cheese coney craving, like a good old Sonic chili cheese.
Once in a great while, but normally I don't go that route. I kind of I prefer. Because you can't really eat one of those by hand without getting all messy.
That's true. It is a fork and knife job.
Yeah, so
for sure.
I tend to steer where at Calicci's they too can get messy, I can navigate them by hand.
I got to say they're Windy City. That is the dog, the top dog.
And to be honest, I love the OG Calicci's dog, the one that's got I think it's like chili cheese, and it's basically a simple.
It is. It's basically a coney too, but. Is it the Nathan hot dog of it all?
It's just I'm a Nathan's is my one seed for hot dogs.
Sure,
but I don't know. It's just between I'll get that one with two of those hot dogs with some chips or something, and then right about that time I'm ready for a Rocky Road Calicci, and it's a perfect meal for me.
It's a nice well-rounded
two hot dogs, a chips, and a Rocky Road Calicci.
Oh,
and I'm right as rain.
You got you a huge. I like that. If you're really, upper echelon, you could pull the move. I won't say who it was, but we had a listener one time. I don't know if they're a listener or not, but come to one of our events, and because they are of the Jewish faith, they brought along a pack of Hebrew National hot dogs,
which are another fine hot dog,
and which I thought was kind of funny because it had Thomas put it then on the grill that was cooked with the non-kosher dogs. And I'm not sure, but I think that doesn't that cross-contaminate them?
I think it does. I don't know the rules, but I feel like it does. Kind of negate the kosherness of it when you.
It's more kosher, sure.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Well, and now I'm wondering because Nathan's are all beef too. Are they kosher? They may not have the blessings.
I don't know if they've gotten the blessing. Yeah.
But they're a beef hot dog and everything too, like a Hebrew National would be.
Right.
But I don't think they have the rabbi blessings, or they may not butcher it the way that. They have to require it to be considered kosher.
Don't quote me on this, but I remember a commercial from when I was a kid for the Hebrew National where it talked about how it was a different part of the animal that they made Hebrew National from.
The same place where Retzin comes from.
Well, because it always reminded me of that when I was a kid, Wile E. Coyote had the breakdown of the different flavors of Roadrunner.
Yes.
And it was like cut up to, and it was like licorice, celery. So I always thought of like that, like the sweetmeats and all that. So like, is Hebrew National, is it like the holier part of the hog?
Could be. Or the cow.
Oh, you got cow.
There is no pork.
It's no pork. But yeah, the holier part of the cow. I'm not sure if it's like certain like cuts. I don't know. I'm not sure
well, yeah, I'm guess it is. Maybe it's maybe it is, because we all know
Mm-hmm.
the hot dog is the extras parts. It's not the best cuts of the cow or
That's
the pig
true.
or the chicken or the turkey.
Okay, so this is loosely connected, but you
Yeah.
got to go with me on this. Did you hear about what's going on in New York City with the tunnel and the Hasidic Jews? It sounds like the start to a really bad joke. I know.
I guess I don't know. I missed this one.
I don't know the full breadth of the story, but cops had to come in and evacuate this secret tunnel so there's like different sects of the Hasidic faith, the Hasidic Jewish faith.
Yeah.
And one sect was trying to like basically usurp and take over the other sect, but they've been trying to like do it from like through clandestine means.
Some kind of mafia sounding deal.
It is. It's really so like, I guess cops came in and were they shut down the tunnel because they found out that there's this tunnel, and they were just breaking down this wall, and you just see it's kind of like watching cockroaches scatter. You just see just a bunch of Hasidic Jews just scramble out of the hole and try to run away.
The robes and the locks and everything.
Because they smoke grenaded the entire tunnel. And so like all these like Jews who were like, using it as transport tunnel or whatever, they just had evacuated out of the tunnel.
Huh.
But I don't know the full I'll have to try to find the
I want to have something to do with the Palestine and all that, because I've been seeing a lot of
I'm not sure if it
dust-ups online with Hasidic Jews and Palestine.
Hasidic Jews are very much like their own sect of like the Amish faith almost.
Yeah.
Like they have their own thing going on.
Yeah,
they're not really concerned with world politics.
Well, yes and no. And I remember reading something like they were actually aligning with the Palestinians or the Hasidic Jews.
Really?
And that's where I don't know, and I don't know enough to confidently say what was going on there. I just kind of saw a little bit of it online. So I'm wondering if some of that has to do with this or that's just completely just a bunch of
I'll have to do a little digging.
Bunch of mob takeover type stuff.
I know you got
gangs of the New York looking things or something.
Right. I'll do a little digging, but hopefully maybe I have some more information on it tomorrow about the tunnel and all that, what the purpose was.
Okay.
But a secret tunnel in New York City synagogue leads to 9 arrests. And that's the other thing is the footage is absolutely insane because you just see a bunch of like Hasidic Jews, like, hats and the curly cues just going toe-to-toe fisticuffs with cops.
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that does seem out of place to what you're normally used to seeing. So, yeah.
Just walking down through, well, there's something you don't see every day. But yeah, I'll find out more info and hopefully have something on it tomorrow.
It's kind of, I was talking about the movies and things I've been watching and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of messing with myself because I'm wrapped up in now 2 different period pieces. It was 3 there because I watched Oppenheimer, and like I said, I watched half of that.
Children of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, Children of the Flower Moon movie. The other thing I've been watching in between is season 4 of Fargo.
Oh,
that is the one with Chris Rock. I had not seen it, and a new season came out. And I think they've aired all the episodes.
I think they're
now.
like one. No, they just did the finale. I think.
And John Hamm's the main guy in that one.
Mm-hmm.
But so I saw the commercials of that, and I was like, oh, I remember seeing the one with Chris Rock, and I was like, I wanted to watch. I never got around to doing it, so I'm like, they're on Hulu. So and Fargo is one of those ones you can skip because every season is independent of itself. Each season tells a different story. Have you ever watched the Fargo TV show? Basically, if you take the premise of the movie Fargo, which is that based on a true story, they change the names to protect the innocent, but the events are factual and all that. That's the Fargo TV show. Same premise. Season 1 is almost verbatim of that story that you see in the movie.
Right.
But season 2 is a completely independent story. Season 3, 4, and 5.
They're just loosely connected based on the
Fargo there. It's all apparently a crime that legitimately happened back in, all these seem to take place in 50s, 40s, or, that's the time period a lot of these turn up in.
Right.
And so the Chris Rock one is very much that. It's kind of the gang Italians versus the blacks kind of thing in that one, and that's kind of, it's talking about the generations, but then it gets into, it's a murder case,
right?
It's a little weird with the people involved and all that stuff, but that's what the Fargo stories are all. These kind of out of the box weird murder cases that just had a series of weird events. If you've seen Fargo the movie, very much like that. The same, it's almost like it was intended to be this, but turned into this, and now it's grown into this. And every one of those Fargo stories are like that.
That's just how the Coen brothers. That's how they sort of like their writing style.
Yeah, and so I've been watching the one on Chris Rock, and I'm about 7 or 8 episodes into it. I think it's like 10 or 11 total. It's good. It's not great. Like it's a good story. It's kind of, but I got to be honest. It's hard for me to take Chris Rock as a head of a mafia guy. He just it's not like he's doing anything wrong. He plays the part very well.
You've watched Will Smith open hand slap him before.
He's Chris Rock, and I've seen him in so many things. It's hard for me to it's like
that's suspend disbelief.
Pootie Tang.
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess after watching Pootie, that is a tough sell. Oh, that's funny.
But it's good. It's good. But it's just, now that I was thinking, I was like, man, all I've been watching is people, these period pieces of people in these trench coats.
But it's sort of, if you really like lean into that mindset, it can sort of warp things even further. Because if you think about it, the story that they're telling in Fargo, that dude who, whatever happens to his character, dude's going to become a pimp someday.
Yeah.
He's got that coming for him. He is going to be Pootie Tang.
Yeah.
So it's like they exist in the same universe. I like to think, Fargo beget Pootie Tang.
Well, and there's something weird in that one too, where it's like the town they're in. It's kind of the underboss families. At that particular time, it's the Italians and the blacks, and they have a deal to keep the peace where they basically exchange a child. A son. I think it's the youngest son. And the youngest son goes and lives with the other one. So basically, Chris Rock's family's taking care of an Italian kid. And the Italian family's taking care of Chris Rock's, one of his sons. And so it's a whole thing, and it's part of this tradition. Because the way the show goes is it talks about the different waves of families that were kind of running. Before the Italians, it was the Irish. Before it's kind of, so it's doing this, and all of them do this same thing of they exchange the youngest son.
See, this is where I'm not fun to watch shows like this with.
Yeah.
Because I'd be in the back, like on the couch, just being like, this is the weirdest episode of Wife Swap I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's just it's and that's what kind of, but then again, it's that Fargo odd circumstances type thing, and so, but it's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's worth a watch. Anyway, but I've been stuck in it. Everybody's wearing these trench coats and these certain fedora hats, and seem to be in a lot of TV shows with that going on lately.
I've had friends tell me I'm equal parts awful to watch TV with, and also incredibly fun to watch TV with, because just anytime if they're watching Jack Reacher, my Missing Weldon lately, I'll just come over and just like it'll be in the middle of this like really intense action scene, and he's got to make this big jump onto like a yacht or whatever. I'm like, whee! It just takes all the air out of the whole thing.
Yeah,
that's just how I
good shoot 'em up, good well timed
TV.
pew pew tends to de-escalate a little bit there.
Yeah.
It is 9:21. Probably should get the interview going here. We're going to play our interview we had with Ellie Rodriguez from Loan Depot. He joined us last week to talk houses and finances and all that. So we're going to play that. But first, here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We may get a few clouds today, but some sunshine as well. A little bit breezy. We have a low pressure system heading in, but today looks fair. Low to mid 60s, and then turning cloudy overnight. Maybe a shower. We'll be in the mid to upper 30s, and then on Tuesday, scattered showers around the area. Low to mid 50s on the afternoon high. A few lingering showers possible on Wednesday with upper 50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 37 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 54% with winds out of the east at 3 miles per hour. Sunny today with a high of 62 expected. Winds will be out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. Dare I say, pretty nice day here in Roswell. Partly cloudy tonight, looking at an overnight low of 35 degrees. Winds will be out of the west at around 5 miles per hour. Rain chances for tomorrow, a 50% chance at rain. Mostly cloudy with a high of 54. Winds will be out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. Thing is, we got a good chance of rain, but they're only expecting less than 1/10 of an inch. So good chance of rain, just not a whole lot of it, sounds like. Tomorrow night, we're looking at a 30% chance at showers. Could see some patchy fog overnight between the hours of 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. Mostly cloudy otherwise with an overnight low of 37 degrees. Northwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. 30% chance of rain for Wednesday morning, mainly before 11 a.m. Patchy fog also linger until about 8 a.m. or so. Otherwise, sunny for the day and a high of 56 degrees expected with west winds 5 to 10. Thursday, mostly sunny, highs back near 60 degrees. Friday, we're looking at a 30% chance of showers. Otherwise, partly cloudy and a high of 52. All right, it is 9:24. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break, and then we're going to play our interview with Elliot Rodriguez from Lone Depot. Don't go away.
Do you feel like time is running out for your to-do list? Don't let wisdom teeth get in your way. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental. Wisdom teeth can cause you pain and a lot of unnecessary downtime. Patients appreciate the ease of wisdom teeth removal while they are comfortable and relaxed in our office. Call us today to schedule your wisdom teeth removal with sedation and let us take the stress out of the situation.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental or call 575-622-4455. We can all use help to strengthen our marriages, to build this house. Church on the Move invites you to the Joy of Marriage Conference, a 3-day event for married couples. Hear speakers Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman, American Idol finalist Danny Goki and Lysette Goki, as well as Willie and Rachel Scott, the founders of Better Than Blended. February 15th through the 17th at Church on the Move in Roswell. Seats are limited. Visit cotmroswell.com or call the church office at 575-622-7011.
Garlic has been around for thousands of years and is one of the world's favorite seasonings. Without garlic, most of our food would be dull and boring, kind of like watching C-SPAN. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. If you like to cook and like to grow things, you ought to try growing your own garlic. Come by Roswell Seed Company and we'll show you how. And next August, you'll have fresh, homegrown garlic to make your food taste great and keep the vampires away.
At Artesia General Hospital, our board-certified podiatrists are committed to providing personalized care in a welcoming environment. Dr. Jennifer Chow and Dr. Michael Krupa offer the latest surgical techniques and treat a range of conditions including arthritis, bunions, joint care, and more. If you're suffering from foot, ankle, or lower leg pain, we can help. Visit artesiageneral.com/foot care to request an appointment and begin your journey toward happier, healthier feet.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 27 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from Lone Depot, Elliot Rodriguez is back with us. Good morning, Elliot.
Good morning, Roswell. Happy New Year's to everybody.
How was your New Year's?
It was actually good. I took it easy. I mean, I heard a lot of noises, but it was nice and quiet at home.
Right.
I took it easy, so it's best to stay away from the nonsense sometimes.
Nobody's house burned down or anything.
Yeah, we didn't hear nothing really bad, So, but it was not too bad, It was good. What about you, Sean?
We did the smart thing. We actually celebrated New York's New Year's.
I like that.
So we wrapped the party up at, right around 10 o'clock. Yeah, exactly.
10 p.m.
Exactly. Plus, you got the Eastern feed on pretty much anything you're going to watch with with the ball. So you were celebrating the ball drop live.
Correct.
There you go.
I like to do Australia, so we just do it on the 31st at like 5 in the afternoon.
There you go.
So it's like actually the day before. So y'all were doing Monday. I did it like Sunday at 5 and then just went about my day.
Like just raises a false Disney. Oi, good year, buddy.
Right. I actually was. When I was a teenager, when I was 14, I went to Australia with the Boy Scouts. That's when we were there. It was over Christmas and the New Year's holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that's the middle of the summer there. But, that was weird. I called them on Christmas in Australia, but it was actually the day before. And so everyone else is like, I'm like, yeah, it's Christmas here. I'm eating all the their Christmas crap with Vegemite and all that. But yeah, it's weird celebrating Christmas in a place that's like a day ahead of where you're at, where you're normally at.
I had a friend from Australia. He actually he told me like that they in their Santa Claus tends to be like a guy on board shorts, like and no shirt.
Yeah,
like that's their Santa.
Did you have a kangaroo in there?
Papoose.
I like to picture my Santa.
Like
riding in a golden chariot.
That's right. Well, for folks that don't know, Elliot joins us each month from Loan Depot, and he is the guy you talk to when you want to secure the finances to purchase your home. He's the guy you should see first before you talk to the real estate agent or anybody that has anything to actually do with a physical piece of property. He's the person you talk to say, yeah, your finances are here. We can get you approved for X amount of dollars. And but to be honest, if you want to live comfortably, shoot for this number, not this number, and all. But that's what Elliot does. So when you do go shop for your home, you're going out there knowing exactly what you can afford and not afford, and then you don't, find Taj Mahal, find out that it costs Taj Mahal prices, but you're living on let's face it, $20 a night motel room budget. So that's what Elliot does.
I know. I always use that Taj Mahal thing. It's like you may not be able to buy the Taj Mahal, but you make your own Taj Mahal after the fact.
I would argue I would like to live on the street across from the Taj Mahal. At least then my view is the Taj Mahal.
That's right.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're living in the Taj Mahal,
location, correct?
Exactly. Then you're just looking at some homeless guy on the street,
No.
It's all about your view.
No, I mean, you can make the house the way you want it to be, and folks out there that have been thinking about buying a house, don't let whatever's happening in the market, whatever's happening in the politics, whatever's going on about the rates, stop you from doing that. Because like we always make that comment, it may not be the Taj Mahal, but you could make it the Taj Mahal after the fact.
Sure.
So always don't hold yourself back, because maybe it may not be the forever home, but it may be your starting home, okay?
Well, that's the thing.
And then you in the game, like Mike said all the time.
Yeah, that's something we say every time is that you gotta, if you're paying the rent every month and you're like, I can't afford that, but that's just it. The mortgage, you're going to be surprised and think, I could pay the similar amounts here. Yes, you might not get as much house that first time, but the big difference is, and this is back to your point, if you need a house now, it would be nice if interest rates were 3.9%, but they aren't, and you still need a house.
Correct.
So, yeah, the guy you're paying your rent to, he might be, or she might be paying 3.9%, but that you can't do anything about that. So what you can do is you start investing in yourself. And so, great, okay. Talk with Elliot, and he says, all right, I can get you, if your payments, you need to keep it at $700 a month or whatever it is, this is what we need to look for. And then once you do that, you may live in that house, but it's your house. You invest back into it. Every time you're making a payment on it, you're not paying the mortgage of someone else. You're paying towards your own principal. You're building equity into that home.
Yeah, you invested in yourself.
Now, when in 5 years, where you're hopefully a little bit better, you're also going to have whatever money you've saved, plus however many thousands of dollars you've already paid towards paying off this home. So in essence, you're building that money back into your own. So your Taj Mahal may be 2 or 3 houses away, but you're building towards that rather than just paying rent and not going towards that direction and hoping you get a big fat raise and make more money. Now you can work to make your job and get better. At the same time, make your money work for you now while you're doing that.
Did you get all that, Elliot?
Yeah, I got all that.
I'm here as the winter's whisperer.
Did you understand it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
He's going to translate for us.
That's right.
No, he did good still.
Okay.
Well, I'm still a windbag, even. I don't have a voice.
Well, I was yesterday on an open house, and we were talking about the same same thing. The fact of the matter, folks, is that if you buy a home right now, it may not be your forever home, but it could be your starting home, like we said at first. But that's just gets you inside the game. Because if you buy a home, if you're renting, you're not getting anything in return. If you buy a home, if it takes you 1 or 2 years to just get you to the better home, or bigger size,
sure,
if that's all it takes, that is a small, tiny time sacrifice. Because the fact is, now you can maybe upgrade to your forever home, and get you there,
And I also want to say that, that renting is not always a bad thing. I know we always say buy.
Yeah, buy. But the fact is, if you can't afford to buy a house, you have no other choice to rent.
But it could also be a way to reestablish, too, like if your credit is so bad.
Exactly. And we actually use that.
Using the rent and paying it on time.
Pay your rent on time.
Your credit rating's going to shoot up quick. And now you can, even if, we got to do this for a year to establish, to get you some credit. Correct. But then when your credit score gets back out of the 500s here and more into something that we can get a lender to say, yeah, we'll talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but that would be one of the reasons to do that. But that's, and that's where the difference, I think, Elliot versus some of your other mortgage lenders, people in that scenario, which is, let's face it, probably a majority of us, if we all had plenty of money, we wouldn't need guys like Elliot to help us out. We just do it ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where the thing is Elliot's one of those people that will sit down and they'd be like, okay, you're not there yet, but work with me for 6 months or a year here. Let's do this, and then we'll try again.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas other lenders may see it. They'll just give you the letter. Sorry, bud. Good luck to you. Mm-hmm. And that's the big difference here. So if you're new to this and lost and you're like, I want all that, but I have no idea what you're talking about, this is where I always talk to Elliot. Elliot, he loves to hold your hand and get you educated on how to do this, because guess what? Once you do that, you're going to be a great customer, not for him, but also just for yourself for the rest of your life. So, if Elliot helps you out now and makes this a great experience for you, guess what? 30 years from now, when you're an expert in this, Elliot will still be in your corner, helping you with whatever you need.
I better be doing mortgages 30 years from now, ain't it?
That's right. Yeah. Hey, you're still young.
No, but you know what?
Yeah.
I'm still young. I might just look young, that's all.
Maybe this is just a good sign. I don't know.
No, but you know what? That's true, because the fact is, if you do the right thing right now, you'll be able to do all the things later, okay? I mean, me and him are a good example. We have bought different houses throughout the years because we did the right steps at first, and we learned, and as farther as you get into the system, as far as you get into the process, you might be in a different spot that you can actually do better for yourself.
Absolutely.
And I do it all the time. I talk to people all the time that may not be able to buy a house today. Well, maybe I'll tell them, do this, do that. And guess what? Next month or 2 months from now, they're able to. And I do it all the time.
Right.
Okay. And that's the part that's awesome, because I love doing that and helping people buy a home. We were talking about that very same thing, that you buy a house right now, and 6 months, a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, it's going to be worth more money. And you're investing in yourself, not in somebody else's pocket. Okay. So, like, if you decide to move, or you get blessed that you get a nice, new job somewhere else, at least you could sell that and get some money back to put down into your other home.
Absolutely.
And now you got a better job too. So that means you can buy a bigger home, a better home, and now you got money from the house that you already own for the past 2 or 3 or 4 years.
Absolutely.
And now you got more down payment than when you started at first.
Right.
And to be going further into things, I got a bunch of programs right now. Okay. I got programs that can help people that doesn't have a lot of money saved up to be able to buy a house.
Sure.
So all you have to do is ask, okay? I'm gonna give you all your choices that you have that are available for you. So all you have to do is get with us. We'll take care of you. We'll get you what is available, and we'll push you in the right program that that is gonna benefit you the most.
Absolutely.
And get you the home, your dreams, or at least your beginning, your starting home. And I bought so many homes. So obviously, I'm still on the look for my forever home, obviously, okay? As crazy as that sounds, folks.
Absolutely.
And I bought a lot of houses. My wife and I are still looking in town. We know which area we want, so we're waiting for a house to become available in that area. But we done the right thing in the past, so now we're ready for it. So that is the same tools and the same guidelines that I'm trying to give anybody, so they can get their forever home eventually, or even the first time.
You got to crawl before you walk before you run before you ride a Harley. It makes a lot of sense, that you got to start the process. It's all steps, and that's why I say go to somebody like Elliot, because you've helped hundreds, thousands of people find their forever home,
and
find their starter homes.
I really love that.
And you've seen virtually every scenario, every situation that somebody could be in. And you know what steps to take or what avenues to take in order to help them. You don't want to go in blind to a situation like buying your home.
And that's true because there's so many scenarios. Once in a while, I get a surprise, but, we work around it anyway. But
Absolutely.
the point is, if you come to me, I'm going to give you the tools. Like my new loan officer says, we got the tools, we got the resources. Come and talk to us, and we'll get you your home. Okay, I will give you my word. You do what I ask you to do. I will help anybody buy a home. It could be today, it could be next month, it could be 3 months from now, it could be 6 months from now. But I tell you what, you do what I ask you to do. Follow my lead. Trust in what I have to put in place for you, and I'll get your house. I have not lost a customer because of that ever. Okay.
And believe it or not, once you get your first home, once you're approved, it gets way easier. Like you'll find that more avenues open up to you, more doors. Your finances, like when you think,
start changing.
It's like when you're looking for your first job and everybody says, "Well, how much experience do you? How am I supposed to get experience if you
don't let me do what?"
Same thing. If you have your first.
Do you remember when we were kids? Oh my God!
Yeah.
I was trying to get a job. It's like you don't have no experience. Like, okay, so let me start working.
Right.
I work for nothing almost. I mean, come on, let's do it.
Uncle Sam didn't care.
Yeah, he sure did. He's like,
Uncle Sam,
sign right here.
Yeah. Uncle Sam take good of us that way. So.
It's the best thing I ever did anyway, in the military, to be honest, because it taught me so many different things, But, folks, don't be afraid. Don't worry about what's happening. Everybody needs to, a place to live, okay?
Absolutely.
So if you've been having that edge in the side and you've been thinking about it, don't worry about what's happening out there. You have to live somewhere either way. Allow somebody like us, somebody like me to actually help you, guide you to where you need to do so.
When for this first time process, the two things that will make this so smooth and successful. One is talking to the guy like Elliot, getting Elliot, you're lined up your numbers and getting all that good.
Correct.
And then talk to the real estate agent and tell them exactly what you want. Let their expertise, if you don't know things like red flags, let them, that way you don't buy the lemon house. The good news is, and this is really, it says 99.9% of real estate always increases in value. Whenever it doesn't, it's because someone did some really dumb stuff, like not do permits and things like that can get you in trouble. So get a good agent that looks out for those kind of red flags so you don't make that kind of purchase. Now, I'm not talking about dilapidated houses. Fixer-uppers are fine. It's ones that were fixed up and they did it wrong and you got to redo it all, or that they put it on a lot that sinks. And so that kind of stuff, that's not a big deal here.
That's sand on there, right?
That's kind of a bigger deal back east in swampland when they fill it with dirt. Next thing your house drops
they didn't do a
6
good
inch.
job and set it up.
But to avoid those kind of pitfalls, that's where you use the real estate agent's expertise. They know the neighborhoods. They know that kind of stuff. So between an Elliot and a good agent, if you have each of those in your corner, you're going to have an awesome first-time home. And even, like I said, even if it's not the dream home, it's going to be a home that if you live in it for 5 years, you're going to turn around and sell it for probably 10 to 30% higher than what you paid for.
A good example, last year, we had that program for the $25,000 grant. It was actually a grant that you don't even have to pay back, okay? I had a handful of people that were actually approved. Everybody got too picky because they couldn't find the right home. And I get that 100%. But you just let yourself pass a home that could have been just beginning home, and now you have an automatic $25,000 equity.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't come all the time.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, I was like thinking some of the ones that didn't jump into like move faster or were a little too picky. It's like, why you did that? I mean, and I could not advise people enough.
Sure.
Like, choose a home. Maybe not. It may not be your forever home, but choose a home. When those things come, you have to take advantage of something like that. And folks,
at that point, that's just a stepping stone.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, $25,000 back then. Okay, there's a few programs that are coming out that should have come out on Friday. Okay, that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about these coming weeks and everything, and everybody's going crazy on social media and everything like that. If you guys are interested in something like that, feel free to call me. I'll tell you the facts on some of those things. But there's program, and the market has actually got better for the past couple of weeks. So we went from a year that was crazy to start getting good. Yes, the rates are still high, but it's costing less, folks. Okay, So what does that mean? If it's costing less, we talked about this before, that means the 7.5, maybe it costs X amount of money. Now it costs less. That means you could still go down to maybe 6.5 or 7% at a lower cost when it was at 7.5. So that means the rates are getting better. How soon they're going to get to the point that we are like, oh my God, the storm is past? No, because it's still a little work to do.
They got a plateau.
Yeah, that's what's happening. It's at a plateau level, and it's going to get a little better. And remember, we got election year. Okay, there's a lot of things happening. Okay, so all those things going to work for our advantage. And let's be honest, the feds are working and trying to do the best they can to try to adjust the system.
Sure.
And that's why some of these programs are coming out just to spice up the market to get people to be able to buy houses and help you, folks out there that might need some assistance.
Sure.
Okay, to be able to buy a house. So don't be afraid. Ask for the programs. I actually got an email in my computer right now this morning. I said, I'd like to get some of those assistant programs to be able to buy. I'm going to reach out to that individual in a little while and let her know, yes, sure, there's some programs to see which one you qualify for. And folks, there's not just one program. There's a bunch of them, okay? Even my company right now is giving a 2% grant for conventional approach, okay? That's a grant. It means you don't have to pay it back.
Right.
Okay? That's one. We got what is called Access Zero. I can give you an FHA approach up to 5% of the sales price of the home.
Wow.
To be able to buy a house.
And none of
now
these
that one is payable. Okay. But if you don't have the money, hello.
And none of these prerequisites are like you got to be former military or a teacher.
No, I mean,
or
there's a lot of good
law
programs.
enforcement or something.
All that stuff even helps even more.
Sure, those are, but this is aside from all that.
This is just period. And guess what, folks? Access Zero with Loan Depot at this moment, okay, that is a program that you don't have to even be a first-time home buyer.
Okay.
That is so freaking all crazy right there. I was like, really? If somebody wants a niche, there's the niche right there.
Absolutely.
Okay? So if your credit scores are where it needs to be, you can qualify for up to 5%. That is crazy right there. So saying all that, folks, all you guys have to do is reach out to us, give us a call. We'll give you all the details, going more in depth into what it needs to be. And trust me, there's programs from the state of New Mexico, from the federal government, okay, from Loan Depot itself. So we got this stuff out there. All you have to do is see which one, that you qualify for.
Well, and at the end of the day, everyone, the country, the government, everyone knows it is a good thing when we have more homeowners in the country, because the economy, if we're all homeowners, the economy's going to be good. It's just, and you're talking about interest rates and all that, and you're talking about the market and how things are a little better. This is a lesson. I'm a 50-year-old man, and this is a lesson I've learned in my 50 years. People with money will make money and keep making money. People with no money, if you're rich, and so what I'm saying is, people that have the money are going to protect their money. So when you see the market do what it's going to do, those are temporary things. The people with the money, they're going to be just fine. They're going to do their thing.
And let's be honest, we are the ones that make everything go.
Yeah.
The people that got a lot of money, folks, like Mike is saying, they save their money, okay? They protect their money. A lot of people say, like, why they like that? They're rich. Well, that's how they got to be rich, okay? But the thing is this. We are the one that are basically the gas, the oil of the machine that makes everything
We're
run.
the blood pumping
We're
everything
the ones
everywhere.
that push, and get it. Sounds like that movie, what's the, with, oh, shoot, I forgot her name.
I was thinking that Jason.
That she goes, push.
Oh.
When she's swimming.
Right.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I cannot believe I opened that kind of worm, but I can't remember.
It's not ringing a bell to me.
Jesus.
Swimming movie.
But yeah, no, it's exactly what you're talking about, though. That
if you don't stop.
I'm curious.
I know. I just opened that kind of worm. Now Sean will find it right now.
I'm a squirrel, man. I get easily distracted.
But you know what? It was with Jennifer
Lawrence.
No, not Lawrence. The other one.
That's it. Jennifer Beal. Jennifer.
The girlfriend for she dated not Black.
Jay Jolie.
No, I'm bad right now. But anyway, it was with all the karate and all that kind of stuff, and her father was teaching her how to swim, and she just with the legs only, Okay, and it's like push. Don't. That's what we have to do, folks. You have to push. If you don't push,
right,
you're gonna drown. You're gonna drown.
Well, no one in life is that lesson. No one's going to be a bigger advocate for you than you, and so that's what that's what he's talking about, pushing and all that.
Oh, you're talking about Jennifer Lopez.
No, the other one.
Oh, Jennifer
Aniston.
No, the one that's doing the credit card commercials and all that now.
Yes.
She was not Alias. What was that show she did? She got famous.
Jennifer Garner.
Garner. That's it. That's the one. Alias. Is that the show she got famous?
No, that's the other dude.
She got famous off one TV show like that. Did she?
And it's she was swimming.
Yeah. With the two hand swords.
I don't know.
I know he's looking into it now. Folks, we just got a little,
I'm here to translate. I have no idea what the heck's going on.
He's translating for us and trying to help us out of here. So. No, but folks, if you're in the market to buy a house, or you've been thinking about it, don't worry about all the myths and all the things that a lot of people are always telling you. You cannot buy a house, or if somebody ever told you, you don't qualify, you don't buy a house. There's so many folks out there that think about buying a house and somebody else tell them no, and they came to me and the word that I actually said, I don't know what the heck they were talking about, because you qualify. Electra, okay? Carmen Electra.
Oh, we were way off.
We were way off.
So she was in
Carmen Electra.
What was that? Yeah, I know the movie now you're talking. It was the other Daredevil.
The other Daredevil.
It was Daredevil, and she was like the female version of Daredevil. Electra. Was Electra?
It was Electra.
Electra.
Yeah.
So when the dad was training her, push. You see all that stuff I have in my head. I know it would come back without even looking it up on Google.
Let's tap out on that one.
That one I had seen.
No, but folks, don't be afraid of all that stuff. Somebody told you in the past that you cannot buy a house. First of all, if a lender ever tells you, sorry, you don't qualify, they need to tell you what to do. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got customers that I don't recall ever telling a customer, I'm sorry, I don't have no idea how to help you.
Right.
Like your lender should know why you cannot buy a house.
Right, here's your problems.
This is the problem. This is what we need to fix. Okay. If they don't give you some kind of plan, I'm sorry, you're talking to the wrong individual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they may not want your business.
Exactly. And folks, I don't care how big or small the loan is. I always say it. Every customer in my branch, and I don't mean just me, all my staff, you are going to be treated like you're $1 million customers. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if somebody have not treated you that way, and I have not given you the time of day to really, truly take care of you, you need to come to the right people. Okay.
Absolutely.
And we will take care of you. This is what we do.
And if you're curious about all these programs that Ellie's talking about, make an appointment, sit down, talk, and say, hey, I heard you talking about this. I need to, what's some for me? Here's my situation. And so let's have that conversation. So
correct.
If nothing else, let's get a play. Like if you're, because all of us, I think, want to own our own home. If you don't already,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's something everybody has on their list of things. Let's talk about it. Let's see where we're at here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put some feelers out. Next, something you think you couldn't do right now, might find out, oh, dang, I can't do it right now. Let's start it. Because the sooner you get in, the sooner you're back to investing to yourself and not somebody else.
And I've been in so many situations, scenarios that a lot of people, okay, like, I don't know if I can buy a house. I don't even know. And the fact of the matter is, yes, they were able to. You just need somebody to take a minute to take care of you.
Well, if you think you're like, oh, my credit's garbage, I know I'm not going to do it. Yeah, none of us are walking around with perfect 800 some credit scores where you just walk, most of us like, oh, I don't know.
That'd be a utopia kind of situation,
right.
like everything working the way you want it to be.
Exactly.
But to be honest, once you're in and you start doing this, it's easier than you think.
You get there.
Yeah, once you start, you're like, oh man, my mortgage payment, my car. Next thing you know, $780. Oh, well, it's $815. Now look at this. It does do that. I remember the first time I saw 8 something on my credit score. I was peacocking around.
Right.
Oh yeah,
I made it.
You want to just go to a car dealership just to see what they try to give you.
Yeah.
I got a few folks that tell me, "Oh, have you ever seen 800?" Like, yeah, I see it a lot. Trust me, more than what you think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it enough as I should. And then I tell them, I see it every day when I look at my credit.
Not to brag.
Not to brag. But it took me, guys, it took me a while. Okay. I've been married before, and I went through some hiccups there, and
20 years ago, you would ask me this.
It wasn't the best way, it's like
25 years ago, not the same.
I remember when I was building a house in Colorado Springs that the builder told me, yeah, you still qualify, but now you have to put an extra 5%. It's like, why? Because of your credit. I was like, well, that's beautiful.
They need some insurance money.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Give contact.
Elliot, folks want to get a hold of you. How do they reach out to you?
The best way to reach out to me is, call my cell number, 719-237-4680.
Mm-hmm.
Or either you could reach out and send me an email. And if you send me an email, at least put all your information on the email.
Sure.
And that way I don't think it's some kind of weird stuff trying to just, reach out to me that is trying to do some harm to us.
Mm-hmm.
But
just don't say how you doing.
I know. Send me an email. My email is Elliot Rodriguez. I'm sorry. Elliot Rodriguez.
It's on the card there.
At loandepot.com. Okay. And my website is loandepot.com// Elliot Rodriguez.
All right, he passed the test. Absolutely. It's
one L on Elliot.
One L in Elliot,
yes.
and one T also as well. And then
and Z at the end.
And Rodriguez is a G and a Z in the end. So. But yeah, the best way is to reach my cell.
Right.
You could call my number, which you could say the number because
Absolutely.
I don't call myself all the time in the office.
Your cell number is 719-237-4680. Or you can call the main office at 505-445-2070. And then there's a fax number here is 833-418-1104. Again, if you're going to fax something, make it attention or care of Elliot or attention Elliot, and make sure there's the need to know info on whatever you're faxing over. And props for going old school.
And you know what? Everybody, you know what? There's still a lot of people that still fax stuff, but not. It's crazy, but it's still there.
He just got rid of carrier pigeon like a month ago.
Oh, yeah. He was taking teletype there for a quick minute, but.
Well, no, yeah. If you're gonna send me an email, feel free to do so. Put all your information there so I can give you a call back.
Absolutely.
Or either just call my cell number. If I don't answer, I'm literally talking to Mike. Okay, or either talking to somebody else, but I will return your calls. That's one thing I will tell anybody out there.
You will get back with them.
I will get back to you. If somebody says ever, I take it almost like a personal attack. Like, you don't call me back, that's not true.
Right.
Okay, not in my staff. I make a big deal. We are here to take care of everybody.
Absolutely.
And everybody counts.
Even if you can't give them the right answer, you're going to at least communicate with them what's going on.
And tell you what to do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Elliot, as always. Appreciate it. We'll see you next month.
Thank you for having me.
Sure, we'll have Super Bowl champions to talk about next month.
That's right, true. We're going to have something interesting.
That
was a good game yesterday,
I might be wearing this inside out. We'll see what happens.
Exactly.
No, thank you. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Formally charged with a December 20th fatal shooting in Roswell. A statement from police says Oscar Antonio Vargas is charged with second-degree murder and a gun crime for the death of Larry Turner. Vargas was arrested in El Paso, Texas, for a probation violation connected to a previous conviction in a human trafficking and smuggling case. Roswell police say Turner and Vargas had been involved in a verbal fight right before the shooting near East Iman Street and H Street in Roswell last month. Alex Caprilazzi of Artesia is announcing his candidacy for the office of municipal judge. Caprilazzi relocated to Artesia 6 years ago from central New York and has a broad background that includes 36 years in public service plus several years in law enforcement. He retired as a lieutenant from the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office in Syracuse, New York, where 18 of his 30 years were spent with the Sheriff's Emergency Response Team. Caprilazzi served as unit commander for the last 7 years of his assignment. He is currently a commander at the Eddy County Jail and has served as the interim chief of security. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
In these polls, Trump has now increased his lead over Nikki Haley in New Hampshire, according to the results of the latest Suffolk University Boston Globe tracking poll. Trump at 52%. It's 2 percentage points higher than he had when he polled the first 2 days of the poll. Haley, meanwhile, dropped a percentage point, landing at 35. Governor DeSantis, who I don't really think is going to be competing in New Hampshire, is a distant third at 6 points. My guess is he's probably going straight to South Carolina, where, for a lot of candidates, South Carolina becomes do or die. Now, win, lose, or draw, South Carolina, that primary is going to be very important to Nikki Haley because that is her home state.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Does your current trophy wife want a life insurance policy 3 times the size of your previous mistakes? Relax and call Big Lou at Term Provider. Big Lou says if you're in your 50s, even a bit porky, a $1 million term life policy should only cost about $200 to $300 per month. Call Big Lou at 800-529-2856. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He likes trophies, too. For affordable life insurance, call 800-529-2856.
Doctors take Field of Greens for their own health. Here's Dr. Ryan Green to explain.
We're like you, too much fast food and not enough exercise. That's why I take Field of Greens. The fruits and vegetables in Field of Greens support my heart, lungs, kidneys, and metabolism for weight loss. And Field of Greens promises your doctor will notice your improved health or your money back.
Get 15% off with promo code RADIO at fieldofgreens.com. That's promo code RADIO at fieldofgreens.com.
Product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We may get a few clouds today, but some sunshine as well. A little bit breezy. We have a low pressure system heading in, but today looks fair. Low to mid 60s, and then turning cloudy overnight. Maybe a shower. We'll be in the mid to upper 30s, and then on Tuesday, scattered showers around the area. Low to mid 50s on the afternoon high. A few lingering showers possible on Wednesday with upper 50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
No static at all. Your new home for talk radio is KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com.